Licensing reimagined. Long time coming, black on the bottom of my feet from running. Cataracts under my eyes from hustling. Going from buying to selling to customers. Run up the business, God is my witness. Sun up the sun up from under the sun that we maxing the limits. My mind running like Tom Cruise on an action movie. Moving a mission, they say that I'm tripping. I've been told I need a vacation, I'm finessing a visit.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers, and welcome to Stat Diggers for UFC Vegas 113. We have Moura Batista going against Vinicius Olivea. We are back in the Apex for the first card for the first time this year, and I'm here with Uncle Weezy on a Monday. What is up, Uncle Weezy? You looking forward to the first Apex card of the year?
Yeah, it should be a fun one, man. It's an Apex card. You don't want to get too far out over your skis getting excited over these, but, you know, sometimes like the big cards that are supposed to be so awesome kind of be a letdown, and sometimes some of these small cards wind up being some of the most exciting fights of the year, and any chance that we have a chance to make some money betting on these fights is a good week. So looking forward to breaking it down with you in the audience here tonight.
Yes, sir. Before we get into it, if you guys could like the video, subscribe to the channel. We go live every Monday, 10:15 p.m. Eastern time, not a second late. If anything, I think we showed up about 10 minutes early tonight just because that's how professional we are. So yeah, do you want to shout out the chat before we get started? Get Elijah one first from the building. Let's go. The return of the, I guess they changed the name to the Meta Apex.
Oh, it's META Apex now, huh?
Yeah, the Meta Apex. There we go. And they're gonna be adding extra seating and stuff. And I think they're even doing it for this first card. They're gonna have some extra seating in there. I think I saw the tickets were like $250, cheapest ticket. That's not bad.
That's not bad, dude. I mean, I'm down for it. If they're going to have a few more people in there, you might as well.
Yeah, so I think that's cool. If they're going to be in there, you know, add some seats. You know, I'm down with it because I don't mind the Apex. I'm one of the few people that don't actually mind the Apex. I always think they produce some very fun cards, some underrated cards.
Yeah, I mean, and small cage can give you a little more action sometimes too.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah. Diego Lopez needs all the help he can get. Definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Me and Weezy we were on the fight companion together. We were like, what's going on, Diego? What are you doing? This was the game plan: feints and low kicks, feints and low kicks for 25 minutes. That couldn't have been the game plan, right? Feints and low kicks. He broke both his feet.
Yeah, he did. He did. Throwing unnecessary kicks.
Feints and low kicks, Diego. Really?
Oh, God.
Dan Hooker needs some help. I'd argue Herb Dean might need even more help for what he almost did to poor Dan Hooker. I mean, that was bad.
That was a joke. I cannot believe that fight took that long to get stopped. It was crazy watching that.
That was insane. We got Jaron in the building in here early. Let's go, boys. What is up, Jaron? Gaffrov was a plus 400 versus Nakamura, yet favored over Viklach. Yep, he pulled off a massive upset against Nakamura. I think, Nakamura's like minus 700 there. We got Dan from Half the Battle saying tough call between Herb Dean and Tai Tuivasa. Major help needed there. No amount of help will get Diego Lopez to be a UFC champion caliber fighter. Apparently not, man. That was his chance. He had a chance. It didn't work out. He got another chance gifted to him. And he went out there and fainted it for 25 minutes. You hate to see it. I think fighters should be allowed oxygen, by the way, between rounds, like NFL players get on the sidelines. I don't know about that.
I think it'd be better. You know, they'd recover quicker.
Yeah, I suppose, but
it'd be cheating, you know, so
that's like when Greg Hardy brought that inhaler in the between rounds.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Bam Bam definitely needs the help. He could still be a great fighter if he jogged a little. I'd be shocked if he fought in the UFC again. I mean, that's 6 fights in a row. I mean, does he have one more coming, or do you think that's it for Ty?
I don't know, man. Like people will probably still show up to watch him fight in Australia. So I mean, they go there twice a year, so he might still get, you know, he gets a lot to show up. So it depends on when the UFC thinks that he's a financial liability, I suppose.
Yeah, I saw it. I don't know. It's always tough to tell if they're telling the truth or not. But what some of these fighters are getting paid, and it was like Ty's getting like a couple 100,000 just to just to
Yeah.
gas out after 5 minutes. It was crazy.
Yeah, and so did Teixeira too. That was what was so funny. It just became this slop fest. It was such a bad fight.
Yeah, it was awful. What's the over under on these legends being late again? We were never late, and we were actually on time tonight. Agreed with Jaron here. He knows what's up. We got Blue Eye Samurai in the building. Imagine betting Lopez, but you got to bet the finish only there. Get a
Yeah, didn't lose anything.
I think the whole community was on the finish only, including myself. We got Black Belt saying, I think the judges in the Yizov fight need the most help, and Finney, a close second. Yeah, I could have put Finney on there. I didn't put him on there because he did hurt his leg in the first 30 seconds. I forget what injury he said he had. It was not an MCL.
I think it was LCL, right?
Was it an LCL? I don't know what an LCL is.
Yeah, it's one of the 4 ligaments in your knee. You don't want to snap it, You got the PCL, you got the MCL, you got the ACL, and you got the LCL, and then there's the meniscus as well. And if any of them get hurt, it's a bad thing. But the ACL is the worst one to tear.
Yeah, so I could have put Finney on there, but he got hurt and he fought through it for 15 minutes. So but does he need some help? Yeah, we'll get him some help. Where's Finney? Yeah, like I said, he could go on there. We got Dixon in the building. What is up, Dixon? Love that profile picture you got there. Saying don't forget to hit the like. Agreed. The meta pecs. Yeah, the meta pecs. I think Torres Finney should be on here. He looks like he never boxed a day in his life. And where was the wrestling? Like I said, he got hurt. You can't wrestle with one leg. The only thing different with the rematch was Lopez had a mustache. Did he not have the mustache in the first fight? I don't know.
I think he might have had it in the first fight too, but yeah, and then he went southpaw too, and just thinking like this is gonna really confuse Volkanovski. Well, it turns out no.
He had some incredible feints that really, really confused Volkan there. Volk checked like every leg kick too. We got Eileen Perez's butthole in the building, saying Priscilla Cachoeira 3.73 out of 5 on WikiFeed. That's pretty bad, man. They give you a 4 just for signing up. That's if you have less than a 4, we got a problem. We got Mo in the building. What is up, Mo? Good to see you in here. Yep, Greg Hardy did use that inhaler. that was insane. Ty versus Sam Alvey make the fight. One of them has to win, right? One of them has to win. We got Daniel Forrest sending positive vibes for the show tonight. We're going to need it. Uncle Weezy just went like 2.5 hours with Clint, and I've been changing poopy diapers all day and cleaning up puppy poop all day. So, we're going to need some positive vibes tonight, 100%. Weezy, can you tell a story that is incriminating but has passed the statutes of limitations? What?
Yeah, he just means were illegal acts that I couldn't be prosecuted for now, which is basically the entire 5.5 years that I went to college. So it's all the college stories. They're all past the statute of limitations, and I can't believe I never got arrested. Not once.
Impressive.
Not once, dude. Not once did I get arrested in any kind of trouble with the law. It was a miracle.
That's like the reverse Cedricus Dumas. You're pulling the reverse.
I really was the reverse Cedricus Dumas in so many ways, which is hilarious because they also called me the Hood Wolf, Brady. I was known. Yeah, nobody called me that, but it's just such a lame name too. That's why I can't believe he has that tattooed across his stomach. Hood Wolf. I mean, that was a good idea when. Anyway,
never. You can move your head with no legs and jab. I mean, I could have told you guys that Finney has no striking. I mean, he was terrified to strike against Yuri Panfarov, the guy that wears the polar bear hat on the Contender Series. Torres Finney gets some help. Zombie feet. I'm not a fan of zombie feet, but I am a fan of the zombie girl. How can you not be a fan of the zombie girl? Guess he didn't have the mustache in the first fight.
I guess not. Maybe the mustache was new for the Jean Silva fight.
And where's Dr. Peterman? I don't know, man. But
he's an ICU surgeon. So, I mean, he gets that beeper goes off and it's like, okay, I got to go to work.
Yeah, we gotta get Dr. Peener back in here. All right. Let's do a quick recap of UFC 325 and help me out. What was the parlay? The parlay went up in flames. The parlay went up in
I think
flames.
the under 1.5 for
Yep.
Tuivasa, right?
Yep. So the parlay went up in flame. I forget what the other leg was, but that's that. I can't believe it, to be honest. I can't believe that fight went 15 minutes. It was like minus 1,000 to end inside the distance. Like Teixeira hasn't been out of the first round. Like if you got Teixeira's whole career, it was barely 15 minutes, right? Like,
yeah.
So
yeah, I can't believe that went 15 minutes. I just can't. I really thought that Ty would have something left in the tank after round 1, and if he would have had anything left, he would have easily gotten Teixeira out of there. That guy had nothing left.
And then it's like Teixeira takes him down, which is great, but it's like what are you doing, Teixeira? He was kind of just holding him there for 5 minutes, and then gassed out, just holding him there. It's just really bizarre, really bizarre. So let's go with the milking of the week. I mean, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah,
but we're trying to find a milking. This is what we want. We want somebody to go out there, take him down, wear on him, and then tap him out. This is the definition of what the milking of the week is. And Billy Alicante, he went out there, and I thought he got knocked out with that big shot in the first round that Taffa landed. Like, Billy got floored, like, head first into the canvas, and he popped right back up. What a tough dude. Yeah. And he was eating some shots, and he did struggle to take down Taffa. But once he did get him down in the second round, I mean, the fight was over shortly after. So shout to Billy Alicante for milking Junior Taffa. That's what we want. The piping of the week, close, but no cigar. Quillen Salkill to pipe, poor Jamie Malarkey on site. Ouch. There was no ouch. Nobody got hurt. And that was probably the best case scenario for Jamie Malarkey. He didn't have to take more damage. He didn't have to get knocked out again. Salkill goes out there and gives Jamie Malarkey his very first submission loss via face crank. So once again, the piping, it wins, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for somebody to get stretchered out of the octagon. Jamie Malarkey tapped to a face crank. He didn't get stretchered out of anywhere. So the milking was perfect. The piping, we need a piping this week. We need somebody to get served and get served brutally.
Oh, we've got a couple good choices.
We do. We certainly do.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll do a recap of how my night went. It was a frustrating card because I felt like it could have been so much better. I just needed one more thing to go my way. I went down a little bit over 2 units. My wins were I had Alicante submission in rounds 1 or rounds 2 at plus 260, and then the fight won't start round 3. To be honest, wasn't feeling great about either of those bets, like for the majority of the fight. But once he finally got Taffa down, it was over shortly after. Billy by sub wasn't the best price, but there was good reason for it. I had BSD inside the distance, and then also the fight doesn't go to decision. I bet these like 3 weeks ago. I got so much CLV, so I was a little bit worried about that. But BSD stops Dan Hooker in the second round, almost doesn't stop him. Herb Dean, for some reason, decided to let Dan Hooker eat 150 unanswered elbows and punches. And I was telling you on the fight companion, like if Herb Dean did not stop that fight, I probably wouldn't be here right now. It would be the worst bad beat of all time. So that was a big hit. I think I went up like plus 2.91 units on the BSD fight alone. But then it's like I just needed one of these to come through. I needed the Brundage Ralston under 1.5 to come through. It finishes, but it goes over 1.5. I needed Sal killed by knockout to come through. He goes out there and he face cranks Malarkey. And then I need Teixeira to Ivasa to finish in the first round, and it goes 15 minutes. So if one of those 3 things happen, it's a very good night, but they don't happen, man. Sal killed submits Jamie Malarkey. I'm not saying it's like a shocking outcome, but you usually want to go out there and knock out Malarkey. I am kind of shocked though that Teixeira to Ivasa went the distance. That one definitely does shock me. But overall, it was a fun card. Had a fun time on the fight companion. The picks are pretty good. Did really good on DraftKings as well. These first 2 weeks on DraftKings have been incredible. I had a ton of Lawrence Louis, and Louis went out there and put up like 101, 102 on DraftKings at like 7,200. So DraftKings has been pretty good thus far. Weezy, how was your UFC 325?
I finished up just a tiny bit, like up 0.28 units, I think, Brady. I got a win, a lucky win on the Con Awfully money line at plus 180 for 1 unit. And then I also had a 1 unit bet on the Tai Tuivasa money line. I got plus 295. I figured if that fight went to rounds 2 and 3, that Tai would have enough left in the tank to get that dude out of there, because we'd never seen Teixeira ever fight a second round as a professional. So for him to fly all the way to Australia and, like kind of adrenaline dump after round 1 and get tired against a veteran, I thought that was going to be a chance for him to get an early second round finish, but he's clearly been concentrating on drinking more than training. So, and that's unfortunate, because like he was just durable enough to like survive the first round against Teixeira when Teixeira had him in some bad spots. And that's what really broke my night, is my probability parlay, which was coming in at plus 302, a 3-legger, had Benoit Saint Denis Hooker not to start round 3, that cashed. Elikana Tafa not to start round 3, that cashed. But the leg that didn't cash was the under 1.5 for Teixeira versus Tuivasa. So that was like a 4-unit swing. That one really hurt. I had 2 units on the Diego Lopez finish only prop, which was, I think, the best way to play him. You knew that if the fight went to decision, you probably weren't going to win. So that way you kind of took the risk of him fighting like a complete dumbass out of it. And he fought like a complete dumbass, which was pretty predictable. So, yeah, so I cashed on the Awfully money line. I cashed on Benoit Saint Denis inside the distance. I lost on Fight Doesn't Start round 2 for Cam Roston versus Cody Brundage. I lost on that 3-leg probability parlay because the Tuivasa fight went over 1.5 rounds, and I lost on the Tuivasa money line. Also had that while we were doing the live stream, though, for the watch along, a 1-unit bet on Mauricio Ruffi's money line at plus 115. Wow. So yeah, I hit 1.15 units untracked, up like a 1/4 unit tracked. So yeah, look, they need to break out here and get a big win here on the 3rd week of the year.
Yep, and it all starts with a max bet on Alex Morono.
Yes, dude, that will get you into the black if he pulls it off.
Who else? What about Marc-Andre Bario? He's pretty durable, Marc-Andre.
Oh boy. Oh boy. You might want to watch the recent tape, actually.
Oh,
you've only been you haven't gotten to the Chidi Njokuani fight yet. That's what
okay. I got you. I'll have to touch up on that, but all right. Let's see who needs to get help. All right. Yeah, like I said, I guess I got to put Finney on here. But in 4th place was Obon Elliott. 3rd place, Diego Lopez at 18%. That's kind of shocking to me, to be honest. 2nd place, Herb Dean at 25%. And then in 1st place, it's not even close. Tai Tuivasa, 42%. Tai Tuivasa needs to get some help. Yeah. But he's the 12th ranked heavyweight in the UFC.
Yeah, I know, man. On a 5-fight losing streak, 12th ranked heavyweight, and then he comes in, which I didn't think was possible for a man that had to weigh in at 266 or less pounds, to be even fatter than usual. Was I tripping? Because I know that it was not really Uncle Wheezy, it was Drunkle Wheezy by the time we got to the Tuivasa fight. But was he kind of fatter than usual?
It's hard to tell. I mean, yeah, probably.
I don't know, man. Like he just looked awful.
Yeah, it was bad. Just a bad. I mean, that fight gave me chlamydia. I had to go to the clinic the next day, get a little pill. I'm good now.
Yeah. They've come a long way with chlamydia since I was in college.
Yeah. So I'm good now, but I don't want to get it again.
No, you don't.
The Hoofy KO was clean. Yeah, it was, man. Herb Dean wanted to see a dead body. Like it was like he almost should be investigated for what he did. Brother Brady, Uncle Weezy, is Herb Dean in jail yet for the BSD Hooker fight? What was that? Was Herb Dean daydreaming? Yeah, like at one point, like he wasn't even looking like he was about to stop the fight at all. Like he was pulling a Keith Peterson. I don't know what was going on. First time Malarkey ever been subbed. Go figure. Yeah, it happens, but just crazy. Has Saldomato been arrested yet? No, he's not going to get arrested. He can do whatever he wants. He'll get away with it. Claudia Sigula to the moon. Oh boy, the Rizzler getting milked. Did I win? Did you win what? Did you win what? He looks skinnier. Ty looks skinnier to lay.
Okay. All right. Not to me, but it's been a while. It's been like a year and a half since we saw him, so maybe it's just been a while.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, make sure you guys hit the like button for us. If you guys are watching on X, don't be afraid to hit the repost. We got to shout out the Milkman. Big shout out to the Milkman. The Milkman went out there on X and hit the repost for us. So hit the repost if you guys are watching on X. We do appreciate that a ton. All right, Weezy, let's get into it. So we were talking about it before the show. They added just the stupidest fight ever. They added Nikolai Veretennikov versus Nico Price, the guy with 12 kids. And like, do we even break that down? Like, it's such a stupid fight. Do we even break it down? Like, it's going to be awful. They're both going to gas out in 5 minutes. It's going to go to decision. Like, what are your thoughts on it, if any at all?
Yeah, I mean, like, my thoughts is that this is what happens when you replace fighters and then the fight shouldn't have been happening in the first place. So Jose Sosa was supposed to fight who?
I don't know, but then Veretennikov came in.
Yeah, so Jose Sosa was originally scheduled to fight Eric Nolan, right? So that's like the ass fight of the card. And then Nolan withdraws. So then they ask Veretennikov to step in to fight Sosa. He steps in and then Sosa withdraws. And this is the point where, as a UFC matchmaker, it's your responsibility to say, okay, we're just canceling it. Because now I'm not trying, because that people are going to want the Veretennikov fight because he's awful, right? So anybody that's looking for a win check and a short notice one at that, I'm sure when the news that Sosa was out versus Veretennikov came out, that people were getting on their phones and being like, get me that Veretennikov fight. Well, they gave it to Nico Price. He's been a warrior for the organization for a long time. He's put on some of the most exciting fights in the division back in the day. But, respectably, he's done. How many kids does he have?
He's like 12 kids.
Like I was saying, this fight just got made on Monday. Like, he's probably not even done kissing his kids goodbye yet. That's going to take him like hours before he actually secures the flight to Vegas from Florida. So, I mean, it's a short notice fight for both guys. Neither guy knew they were fighting the other. Price is past it, and Veretennikov was never there. This is a stinky, stinky matchup, and I really hope that Nico Price gets the win, though. I'd love to see Nico Price get a win check, get rewarded for all the blood that he's shed for this organization over the many fights that he's had. He always puts on fun fights, so let's hope that he gets the win here and beats Nikolai Veretennikov, who you said the funniest thing. What was it? The spinning what?
It was like the spinning tired kick or the spinning gas kick, something like that.
Spinning tired kick, I think, is what you were saying. That was the Prado fight. Right, which was one of the worst fights I've ever seen. So
it was one of the worst fights until you watched the next fight with Soriano and Veretennikov. I think that was even worse.
I'm not surprised.
He's so bad.
He's absolutely terrible, dude. I just don't even know how he got a contract in the first place. But here we are, Veretennikov Price. God help us.
Yeah, one of these guys has to win, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, it's probably gonna be a draw. Poor Nico Price. Like, there hasn't been a fun Nico Price fight in a while. Like, when's the last fun? Because these Nico Price fights have been awful. Like, that Garimbo fight was just terrible. The Morono fight was horrible. The Alex Oliveira fight was so bad. The Michelle Pereira fight was so bad. I think the last fun fight he had was probably against Vicente Luque back in 2020. That was a fun fight. Remember his eye blew up?
Yeah, we had two great fights with Luque. That was a rematch, the second one, and then the great fight with Randy Brown. He had some real wars with some guys.
Yeah, back in the day, he'd always been a fun fight. I'd be like, if this was like 5-6 years ago, I'd be excited, to be honest.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I
To
just
see him kick his ass because Veretennikov stinks, and to be like, get this guy out of here, Nico.
Yeah, but I don't have faith in either one of these guys at all. We got Mike James reposted the stream. Appreciate you, Mike James. Appreciate you, Milkman. Nikolai shares with Junior Tafa the distinction of having a BJJ transparent belt. Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad. Some of the worst ground game and cardio you'll see out of Veretennikov. Spinning fat kick is Thuggy Bear. We gotta get Huggy Bear back in the UFC. I don't know why they cut him. Why'd they cut him? Makes no sense.
No sense at all.
For the love of God, don't bet this fight. Yeah, if you bet this fight, you need to go to prison, probably, right? I mean, that's be a crime. It has to be a crime.
That's when the orderlies come for you.
Yeah. Jeez, like you just can't. We got Colstein in the building. What is up, Colstein? Yeah, Nico Price is stepping in for Jose Henrique, which was a terrible fight to begin with as well. So it's just a terrible situation. But all right, Weezy, let's get into the first actual fight. We're gonna start with Morono Donchenko.
That's UFC Stats has that in the middle. So let's start with Sigula Cachoeira, and I'll try to move that Donchenko fight to where it actually is on the card.
All right, sounds good. So this is the first fight of the night as of now. We got Claudia Sigula going against Priscilla Cachoeira. We got Sigula, 27 years old, 5'8" with a 69-inch reach. Priscilla Cachoeira, 37 years old, 5'7" with a 65-inch reach. Sigula 10 years younger. Sigula with a 1-inch height advantage and a 4-inch reach advantage. Sigula is 4-1 in her last 5 fights. She made her debut against Melissa Mullins, lost that fight by second round KO, and then she beat Irina Alexeyeva by decision. As far as Cachoeira, she is 2-3 in her last 5 fights. A knockout win against Ariana Lipsky, a submission loss to Miranda Maverick, a submission loss to Jasmine Jasdevicius, a knockout win against Josiane Nunez, and a knockout loss against Jocelyn Edwards. So, yeah, this is pretty brutal here, to be honest. I always look to fade Priscilla and pick against her when she's going against fighters that are going to take her down, like obviously Jasmine, Maverick. I thought even Edwards would take her down and grapple her, but Edwards knocked her out. And, Jillian Robertson. Priscilla has probably one of the worst ground games in the UFC. But she's going against Sigula, who has probably an even worse ground game or similarly just terrible. So I kind of think these two are going to strike. And on the feet, we know what Cachoeira is going to do. She's going to block punches with her face. She's going to eat one to give one. She has a lot of power for the division. I think Sigula is the better fighter. I think Sigula is, the better striker here. But I think Cachoeira probably has more dog in her. I think Cachoeira hits harder. I don't know, man. Cachoeira, I think she's going to get the fight she wants, and it's going to be a fight standing. At plus money, I guess I lean her way. I just hate betting on her because she's just not great. She's just not great. But she has a lot of wins in the UFC, surprisingly. I'm probably going to pick Cachoeira, and if I would bet her, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't really want to. Like, I was looking at her KO prop. You'll never believe what her KO prop is.
So I probably will. So she's plus 128. So is the KO prop plus 200?
Wow, you nailed it. Plus, which is horrible. I mean, it's a female fight. Like, geez. But yeah, I think that's probably how she wins if she does. I was also maybe looking at like the Cachoeira finish only, but they're onto that as well.
Yeah,
kind of
just a
greasy fight. But I'm gonna root for Priscilla. Like I said, she's gonna get the fight she wants. She's gonna swing her dick. Give me the zombie girl. But it's hard to be confident in her, especially now. She's 37 years old. She's getting up there in age. She is training with Amanda Nunes. I see a lot of photos with her and Nunes together, but sadly Nunes can't go in there and fight for her. But I don't know, man. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta look a little bit deeper into Sigula because, like, if you go onto Sigula's Tapology profile, you'll find in her opponents one of the great Tapology pictures of all time. Zoya Litvinenko picture. And I mean, like when we showed that picture on a previous Stat Diggers, it was to indicate the level of competition that Sigula had faced coming into the UFC. Like she wasn't beating UFC level competition or even what you would call upper level regional scene competition, the kind of wins that could get you into the UFC. So yeah, there's Zoya. She's 0-3. And I mean, she has a win over that girl.
That's a middle schooler with a backpack in a middle school gym.
And what's funny is you can watch that fight, and that's her. She, like, when you watch the fight, you're like, wait a second, did like this girl's parents say this was okay for her to do this? Like, and they've already, I mean, like, I think it was her third loss, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like she's been in middle school fighting for a long time now. So it's bad, dude. I just don't know what to do with this fight because Sigula is somebody that's training at American Top Team now. You know, so she's going to be leveling up her game. She's got functional striking, I guess. Her grappling did not look good in the Melissa Mullins fight. So, and like even one of her most recent fights before the UFC was a custom rules fight where there was no grappling or clinching even. So it was just, I don't know what to think. And then with Cachoeira, I'm worried about her chin because, you know, when she loses, she gets the shit kicked out of her. You know, and it all started with the Valentina Shevchenko fight. But even like the Ji Young Kim fight was an absolute war where both ladies lost a couple of years off their lives. I mean, Jasmine Jasdavicius put her through the cheese grater for 3 rounds before she finally finished her. And then the same thing, like the next fight with Miranda Maverick. She's getting 9 shades of shit beaten out of her, Brady, before she finally gets finished. And I'm worried that with how old she is right now and how much she's had to rely on that durability because she has no defense, because she has no footwork, because she's just a zombie that marches forward, looking to take your head off with her right hand. And everything outside of that is not even anywhere close to UFC level. And now she's got to fight up a weight class because she botched several weight cuts. So I guess the moral of the story is that I don't want to have to look myself in the mirror on Sunday saying that I lost money on Claudia Sigula or that I lost money on Priscilla Cachoeira.
Same.
I don't even want to look at these props because I don't want to be tempted by seeing something and be like, "Ooh, wait, there's some value there."
There's nothing to tempt you, though. They're all terrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, I saw Cachoeira finish only -160, right?
Yeah. You know, typically I'd like that, but
I could see her getting finished.
Just by Sigula, I don't know.
Yeah, but think about it. She got starched with like one of the first punches by Jocelyn Edwards last time out, and she could get submitted by anybody. Her ground game is awful, but she's obviously been submitted by much better grapplers than Sigula. But maybe just well, no, even that's like a little bit juiced. Like the fight doesn't go.
I don't like that either.
It's got a negative number next to it, right?
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yeah,
I just don't like anything here.
Yeah, I like passing.
I'm gonna be rooting for Zombie Girl though. You got to root for Zombie Girl.
Yeah, agreed.
Not rooting for Sigula. But geez, Nico needs to hang up the gloves. He can't. He's got to feed 12 kids. He's probably getting paid a good amount too, to be honest.
Well, to be fair, I mean, Andre Fialio knows something about hanging up the gloves because he needs to have done it a long time ago.
Whoa, come on. He's a fan of it. Don't go after a fan of the show like that.
He's not a fan. That is not.
He's here every week. Andre's here every week. Oh, catch the beats. The pose with the backpack is badass.
Yeah.
What? It's like I don't know. That's insane to me. That's insane to me. She's at a pep rally. She's at a pep rally. Like, come on. Yeah, we could definitely see some cheating here from Priscilla.
Yeah.
This poor girl is gonna fight a cheating crackhead. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the same room as Priscilla Cachoeira. Irina Alexeyeva shouldn't feel bad about losing to Sigula. She's in good company with the Zoya here. Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. Lay's gonna bet the fight. What are you liking here, Lay? What are you liking, man? She's gonna swing that zombie dick all over Sigula. Yeah, give me the zombie dick. Swinging a zombie dick sounds problematic and messy. Well, all her fights are messy. There's usually blood, and she's a zombie girl. I like this. Priscilla Cachoeira via round 2 scarf hold. I can see it. Scarf hold. I guess Priscilla's in the wiki feed database. Eileen Perez's butthole already looked it up. But I'm almost certain Sigula won't be in there. Not yet. All right, let's move on to the next fight. This is an interesting one. We got Gaffrov going against Jacobe Viklach. We got Gaffrov, 29 years old, 5'7" with a 68-inch reach. Viklach, 29 years old, 5'9" with a 73-inch reach. We got same age there. We got Viklach with a 2-inch height advantage and a 5-inch reach advantage. Gaffrov is 3-2 in his last 5 fights. Lost to John Castaneda by decision. Lost to Nurmagomedov by submission. Beat Kung Hong Ko by decision, and then beat Rinya Nakamura by decision. As far as Jacobe Viklach, made his debut against Patchy Mix, won that fight by split decision. So yeah, after researching this fight, first of all, I kind of thought that Viklach might be a bigger, or even like he's not even the favorite. I thought he'd be the favorite, just considering he went out there and pulled off like what was a massive upset. I mean, I don't think a lot of people. I definitely didn't think he'd beat Patchy Mix. So I thought that, yeah, we probably get Viklach as the favorite here, but that's not the case. He's the underdog. And I don't know. I thought Patchy looked freaking awful in the Viklach fight. I thought Patchy looked awful in the Batista fight. I thought Patchy just looked awful. And I even thought Patchy probably won that fight, but it was just a terrible look for Patchy. And Gaffrov, like in theory, it's a big step down from Patchy Mix, but I don't know. I like Gaffrov. Gaffrov's pretty well-rounded, good striker, has a lot of power. He can wrestle. He can grapple. He has been submitted before. He got submitted by Nurmagomedov. Somebody we'll talk about in a little bit, but kind of think he has the better wrestling here. I definitely think he has the better striking. I kind of like this matchup for Gaffrov, but I was kind of expecting him to be the dog. I thought people would kind of jump on Viklach after pulling off that big upset, but that's not the case, Weezy.
Yeah, and I think people just they got so cold on Patchy Mix so fast. This is a what have you done for me lately sport. And as of right now, like Patchy Mix is persona non grata after going 0-2 in the UFC and then getting cut. Yeah. And now he's going to fight in Risen in a ring. So yeah, it's pretty wild how when you could be great in this sport for a long time, man, but when you get to that point where the down slope starts, it's usually a lot steeper than what the upslope was. It comes fast, it comes furious. And, once your body and your reaction time starts to slow down and the young bucks start to take over, it's hard to get it back. And I think that's what people are seeing with Viklach, but here's the thing, man. I mean, this guy's 7-0 to the decision. He's been to the decision 8 times. He's never lost the decision. Gaffrov's like the opposite. He's 3-5 to the decision. The guy is not great at winning minutes. He relies on finding finishes. He's 17-1 to the finish, 3-5 to the decision. So it kind of goes to show like a guy like Viklach, who's the same age as Gaffrov. He's got a similar amount of pro experience. He's going to be 2 inches taller. He's going to have a 5-inch reach advantage coming off a win against Patchy Mix. And he throws a little more volume when he's at range. He stays a little bit busier, and he's pretty aggressive wherever the fight goes. He looks good optically to the judges. So have we ever seen Viklach finished? Yes, he's been finished in all 3 of his professional losses. So I kind of feel like this fight and a couple others on this card are great spots to take the favorite by decision and take the underdog by finish only. And in this case, I think Gaffrov's a small favorite right now at like -130, but I think the line's going to stay pretty close because as solid of a fighter as Gaffrov is, I don't think he gets a lot of credit for his pre-UFC resume, which is very good, and for how dangerous he is in multiple aspects of MMA. The guy really is looking to hurt his opponent and finish fights. So I think it's an interesting matchup here. I still feel like I have a lot to learn about Viklach because, you know, the only tape on this guy was all fighting the same person. And then he fights Patchy Mix, and you don't know what you can take from that because it looks like Patchy's just turbo washed at this point. So I feel like this is probably one that I'm going to be sitting out.
Yeah. So Gaffrov currently minus 130, Viklach plus 110. And I don't know. So the finish only for Gaffrov is like minus 105. But I guess the one worry I have personally is Gaffrov getting caught in a submission. That's my worry.
Yeah, and Viklach is 10 wins and 1 loss to the submission as a pro.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see where this line goes. If there's some buyback on Viklach, I might take a shot on Gaffrov, but minus 130 now. We'll see. We got Dan saying smash the like button, gentlemen. I agree with Dan. Remember when he lost to Chad? I thought he beat Chad, but yeah, that wasn't a great look. He got dropped a couple times in that fight.
It's a huge favorite too.
He was a massive favorite in that fight. So the Polish guy is one of Joanna Champion's guys that she manages. So do we think they're giving him a favorable matchmaking? I'm not so sure. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I don't think Gaffrov's a tough fight for an easy fight for anybody. The guy is so aggressive, and he's got so much power for the division. And if you do have a hole in your grappling, Muin can take advantage of that. So I think he's really well-rounded and dangerous. I don't think he's an easy fight.
Agreed. Appreciate that, George. Wheezy's a true Chicagoan with the great Polish pronunciation.
Second largest Polish population in the world is Chicago, Illinois, behind Warsaw, Poland.
Wow.
Yeah.
Viklach is Verna level hands. What does that mean?
He's got this weird ass skin tone, man. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Kind of creepy. I don't know. He's way too tan, and he's kind of got like these malarkey eyebrows. I don't know what's going on with Viklach. He's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, good pronunciation, and you did a good impersonation of Salkild, or impression of Salkild on the Fight Companion. That was really good.
Yeah, it was okay. People like I can do other accents a lot better, but I tried. I did try.
People liked it. We should all thank Viklach for sending Patchy Mix to Rizin. Yeah, it's kind of sad, to be honest. I was excited about Mix coming into the UFC, but holy crap, was he bad? Was he very bad? Gaffrov not want to go to the canvas with this guy. Yeah, I mean, if he goes to the canvas, he's got to mind his P's and Q's, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No makeup needed. Agreed. Looks like Charlie Villanueva. Yeah, he does. All right, let's keep moving on to the next fight. It is going to be Kong Wong going against Eduardo Moura. We got Kong Wong, 33 years old, 5'6" with a 66-inch reach. Eduardo Moura, 31 years old, 5'6" with a 67-inch reach. Moura, 2 years younger, same height, 1-inch reach advantage. Kong Wong is 4-1 in her last 5 fights. She knocked out poor Victoria Leonardo, got submitted by Gabriela Fernandez. She beat Bruna Brazil and Ariana Da Silva by decision. As far as Eduardo Moura, she is 4-1 in her last 5 fights. She beat Montserrat Ruiz by knockout. She lost to Denise Gomes by decision. She beat Veronica Hardy by decision, and then she beat Laura Murphy by decision. Another fight I'm just not excited about. I mean, I'm just not excited about laying minus 300 on Kong Wong. At the same time, I'm not really excited about Eduardo Moura. She used to fight at strawweight, and I thought that, first of all, she couldn't make the weight, but I thought that was huge for her because she was just so much bigger than everybody. Like, remember that Montserrat Ruiz fight? She looked like 3 weight classes bigger than Ruiz. She just took her down and destroyed her. But up at flyweight, she's not going to be much bigger than everybody. And I don't know, her cardio stinks. I don't think her striking's that good. I kind of think Wong Kong should be able to kind of piece her up over the course of 15 minutes. And maybe Moura can take her down in the first round, but it's just hard for me to have faith in Moura fighting, a wrestling heavy game plan over the course of 15. So I think Wong Kong probably wins a decision. The line seems, oh my gosh, minus 350 now. The line just seems wide, and what's probably going to be like a 29-28.
Yeah, maybe that's what you do on this one is maybe play that plus 3.5 points handicap on Moura because she is the better grappler here. And these ladies have different styles, you know. Obviously, Kong Wong, somebody who's spending 98% of her UFC octagon time at distance striking range. She's really not going to try to take you down. And if she does, she's just mixing it in, you know. And she's not going to do that in this fight against Moura, because Moura wants to grapple. She wants to use her size to wear on you. She's still a big flyweight. She was just, it wasn't even possible for her to really even make strawweight. So, yeah, I think now that she's up at 125, I think Moura is in the correct weight class. I think here she's going to be able to perform a lot better. But I'm worried about, you know, her ability to be able to push a grappling heavy pace for 3 rounds against Kong Wong, which is what she's going to have to do in order to make Wong uncomfortable. So, yeah, I don't want to lay -350 here on Wong, but I also don't really think Moura is going to find a way to win minutes and bank rounds effectively unless she can really push a grappling heavy pace and not only get takedowns, but get to, you know, consolidate top position and get some time, some control time and some ground and pound and potentially a submission attempt or two. I think that's what it's going to take for her to win this fight. And I think she can keep it kind of close on the feet. But, you know, when you look over a 4-fight, 52-minute sample size, Brady, 28% distance striking accuracy for Eduardo Moura.
Yeah, she can't hit water if she fell out of a boat.
If she fell out of a boat, she would hit land. You know what I'm saying, dude? Yeah. So, like, I don't know how she's going to really, I mean, like, she's done okay at distance striking range, but if this is long stretches, I don't see her winning minutes or moments. So you really got to count on her, you know, being the one that sets the pace of this fight and tries to dictate the location, and that being in the clinch and on the mat. And if she has success, she can make this close. But if not, it should be Kong Wong, you know, with the better striking.
Yep. Yeah, -350 Kong Wong. Moura +285. The over 2.5 -185. The under 2.5 +160. Yeah, I think Kong Wong probably wins. Decision. Wong gang, stand up.
Let's go.
Stand up. Kong my Wong. Moura round 1 sub or Wong at KO 2-3. I think a Wong 2-3 could be in play if Moura slows down enough. Like the stream, gents. Agreed. Long Wang and the over 1.5 same game parlay. That's not a bad look. It just went baby saying, what round do you think Wong will choke her in? I mean, lucky Laura Murphy, man. She almost choked out Moura twice in the 3rd round. So you never know.
Yeah.
You never. And I remember I had a sub bet on Denise Gomes, Wheezy. It was like 20-1. Denise Gomes by sub, something crazy, like 20-1.
Yeah.
And
she almost going to that well.
She almost choked out Moura in the 1st round. It was very close. Very close. Wong is going to piece Moura up, probably get a late 2-3 KO. Let's see what those 2-3 props are at. So round 2 +750, round 3 +1,000. Bad, but not as bad as I thought they'd be. And then KO 2-3 are about the same. Justin Baby likes a sub 2-3.
Yeah, Wong's got 2 wins by sub. I mean, she's done it before. 2,400
for round 2, 3,300 for round 3 for the sub 2-3. But yeah, maybe a 2-3 could be in play if we can get better prices on a different book. Everybody Wong Kong tonight. Yes. Wheezy, were you a Wong Chung guy in the 80s?
No, absolutely not. God, I couldn't stand their music. There was a band called Wang Chung, right? But there were these white guys. You know, I think they were British or something. And they had this super annoying song. And it went, everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. And it was, Brady, it was a huge hit. And you know, like even when you're like 9 years old and you see adults singing it and you're like, why are they idiots? You know, why are they singing to this? But it was a huge hit. And I don't know why. And no, I always hated it. Even when it was popular, I hated it.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. I'm not a big fan either. Brady, where's my wrench? You got to earn it, Ver. You got to earn it, man. You want the wrench, you got to earn it. So we'll see, man. We got Michael in the building, and appreciate you for posting the stream. Helps a lot. Like Dixon earned it, man. Dixon's a moderator on like 10 different channels. Like,
He should be, man. Like Dixon's one of the original. Like he listens to everybody.
You guys can't have my butt. I don't want your.
Nobody wants it, dude.
I don't want it, man. Bish is a blue belt with a micro penis with guillotine. Okay.
Yeah, she could wind up for that, because if she's getting cracked on the feet and shoots a shitty shot, she might wind up in the choke, you know?
I think you could be onto something, man. I think you could be onto something. And yeah, Dixon brought up, can Wong get a sub here? Gilly from a sloppy takedown. Like I said, lucky Lauren Murphy almost got one. So you never know. All right. Let's move on to the next fight. It is going to be Nurmagomedov going against Javid Basharat. We got Nurmagomedov, 33 years old, 5'8" with a 70-inch reach. Basharat, 30 years old, 5'9" with a 69-inch reach. Basharat, 3 years younger, 1-inch height advantage and a 1-inch reach disadvantage. Nurmagomedov is 2-3 in his last 5 fights. Had a submission win against Jacobe Kakramanov, a decision loss to Jonathan Martinez, a submission win against Gaffrov, a decision loss to Vinicius Olivea and to Bryce Mitchell. As far as Javid Basharat, 2-2 and 1 no contest his last 5 fights. Decision win against Tony Gravely, decision win against Mendonça, no contest against Victor Henry, a decision loss to Ayman Zahabi, and then a knockout loss against Ricky Simone. So for me, this is just the battle of the mid. I think both these guys are mid. I think both these guys are so overrated. I mean, the market has just constantly overrated Javid Basharat. This guy's like a minus 900 favorite against Ayman Zahabi. He's a big favorite against Simone, lost both those fights. He's definitely the B side in terms of the Basharat brothers, and I actually wish they gave Farid this match, because I think Farid would destroy Nurmagomedov. And then it's like, Nurmagomedov, holy crap, he's looked awful. I don't know what's going on with him. Like what's going on with Nurmagomedov? He's gassing out after 5 minutes. I mean, that was one of the worst displays of cardio I've ever seen in the Vinicius Oliveira fight. He was completely death gassed after 5 minutes. Like Tai Tuivasa showed better cardio over the weekend. He has no ground game outside of a couple front chokes. Like if you put him on his back, he's going to stay there. He has some spinning shit, but I don't know, man. I'm just not high on either one of these guys, but especially Nurmagomedov. Like if you can't fight more than 5 minutes, how can I have faith in you to win a fight outside of him catching somebody with some flashy shit or with a front choke? So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of either one of these guys, but I'm leaning Basharat by decision. I think Basharat can just do the better work over the course of 15 minutes. More volume on the feet, mixing the takedowns if he wants to. So yeah, Basharat decision for me, but his decision price is like his money, like he's minus 130. His decision price is like plus 100. It's what are we
plus 105. We're getting
okay,
plus
my bad.
Now, yeah.
My bad. Okay. That makes it better. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Give me Basharat by decision in this one. I hate both these guys. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, how about a Said Nurmagomedov finish only prop?
Yeah.
You know, he can find that, or even just like Said in round 1 plus 600. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's
money line is plus 113, and they know that it's either a spinning kick to the body that shuts you off, or you shoot a shit shot and you wind up in his ninja choke and he can finish you that way. And he's actually got some pretty flashy striking when he goes for it, but he's just not good at winning minutes at this level. And Javid is. Javid's a smart fighter. He knows range. He knows when to wrestle. He knows when to counter grapple. And he's going to fight a smart game plan. So, yeah, I mean, it's probably either Javid by decision at plus 105, or you could play the Said Nurmagomedov finish only prop. Or when the domestics open this up, maybe you look at like a parlay, Said Nurmagomedov to win and under 1.5 rounds, right? Because if he finishes, it's going to be early. So I feel like that's probably the way to go if you're going to play the Said side. And I mean, if you don't, probably just Basharat just play the Basharat money line at minus 133 because plus 105 for the decision is just terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh. Yeah, I think that side Nurmagomedov finish only solid. He's a tough dude. He stinks after 5 minutes, but he's tough. He'll tough it out.
Yeah. Yeah. And even the under 2.5 rounds is plus 237. That's not bad. I mean, Said Nurmagomedov inside the distance plus 300.
Yeah.
You're getting plus 237 for the under 2.5. That's not bad.
It's just like Basharat just doesn't know what to finish. Doesn't know what to finish.
I know. Yeah, he's allergic to violence.
And I think he had a 100% finish rate before his debut, did he not?
Oh, yeah. And they're guys that we would have fucking finished in the first round, you know? You remember that poor Jewish guy they put him up against on Dana White's Contender Series?
Yeah, he beat the brakes off that dude.
Dude, he just tortured the guy for 14 minutes. He was like, all right, now I'm going to finish him.
Yeah.
It's one of the worst fighters I've ever seen, you know? And he was fighting I think in Cage Warriors too. He was getting some really easy matchups there. So, yeah, ever since we've gotten him up to this level, we know that he's a minute winner, not a finisher.
Yeah, but I agree. I think it's Basharat by decision or Nurmagomedov lands at some spinning shit early.
Yeah. Or he lands that ninja choke.
Yep. Trasharat, bro. I don't think he's like trash, but he's definitely not the better brother, I'll tell you that. We got Don in the building. Always enjoy the content you both produce. Appreciate you, Don, for the kind words. We'll take kind words all day. We like those kind words. The crappy Basharat brother should still get the decision. Yep, watch out for that spinning shit. Watch out for that front choke. Survive 5 minutes, and this guy will be death gassing. He just gets too tired from all that spinning shit. Like, have you ever tried to just start spamming spinning shit? It's tiring, man.
Oh yeah. when you're already tired, you're just wasting your energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't he from the mountains? How does he not have cardio? I don't know what's wrong with Syed. I mean, he just looked awful. I don't know what's going on. And
it's probably a pretty big weight cut for him too.
Yeah, it could be the weight cut. He's getting a little bit older. He's like 33, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Syed Nurmagomedov needs to hang up the gloves. I agree with you. I agree, Andre.
Our guy, Andre.
The Nurmagomedov tax here. I'm just going with the cooler nickname, Snow Leopard. Yeah, that's a pretty cool nickname. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Question: Brady is the same snow leopard that attacked that influencer that tried to take a selfie with the wild snow leopard that was all over the news, but it mauled her face. I hope she's okay. Wasn't that AI? It's hard to tell these days. It's like, was it real or not? As people were saying, it was like AI.
I have to say that, yeah, like trying to take a selfie with a snow leopard as being the reason that you lost your face, that's one you're not coming back from, you know? Dude. How do you explain that? It's like you're telling somebody and they're looking at you in horror because you don't have a face. And it's like, I was trying to take a selfie with a snow leopard.
Dude, we need to get rid of AI's. AI's dangerous. Wheezy sent me a picture over the break. In the picture, oh, did it get deleted? They deleted the picture on Instagram. But it was a picture of like Amanda Nunes, Priscilla Cachoeira. They're all in like a bikini. It was like it was a gym picture.
and then Amanda's wife, what's her name? Nina Ansaroff, but Nina Nunez now.
I was like, dude, that's a horrifying use of AI. And you were like, is that AI? Yes. Yeah. Oh, they're all wearing matching bikinis, man. They deleted the picture. It probably got taken down.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's probably against the terms of service of any website.
Oh, you said we got a picture to show on Stat Diggers. I don't know. We get kicked off of YouTube if we showed something like that. Oh, it was a terrifying picture, man. It was terrifying. I hope it was fake. I think it was fake. Brandon Wheezy, while we're on the topic, real quick, what's the most dangerous animal you'd be willing to risk it all for? A selfie with nobody? None? I'm good. I don't need a selfie with an animal.
I'm not ever risking life or limb for a selfie.
I think it'd be cool to get like a selfie with like a giraffe.
Yeah, and I feel like I could take the giraffe. You just go low.
Yeah.
You know, you try to go low on those legs, and, you know, it's just like a football tackle.
Yeah, no snow leopards, no lions, no gorillas, just none of that, man. None of that.
No birds of prey.
No.
You know?
No. All right, let's move on to the next fight. And we have Dustin Jacobe going against Julius Walker. We got Dustin Jacobe, 37 years old, 6'3" with a 76-inch reach. Julius Walker, 26 years old, 6'4" with an 81-inch reach. We got Walker, 11 years younger, 1-inch height advantage and a 5-inch reach advantage. Jacobe is 3-2 in his last 5 fights. Knockout win against Kennedy Nzechukwu. Decision loss to Alonzo Menafield. Knockout loss to Dominic Reyes. Knockout win against Vitor Petrino. Knockout win against Bruno Lopez his last time out. As far as Julius Walker, 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Made his debut against Alonzo Menafield. Lost that fight by decision. And they went out there and beat Rafael Cerqueira by decision. So yeah, I mean, Dustin Jacobe was supposed to fight Jimmy Crute in Australia over the weekend. Jimmy Crute had to pull out, unfortunately, but he's coming in here to take on Julius Walker. And I was watching the Die Hard MMA podcast. I got halfway through. I had to do something. I wanted to hear Clint's thoughts on this fight because Julius Walker's his boy, right?
Yeah, and Julius, I guess, is going to be on the podcast next week.
Oh gosh, hopefully he wins then.
Yeah. So obviously Clint is going to be rooting for Julius.
There we go. But I'm not. I'm not rooting for Julius. I don't know. I just feel like it's a tough matchup for Walker. Like Dustin Jacobe, kickboxing background, but his takedown defense is pretty dang good, and you have the numbers to back it up, right? Like this guy's takedown defense is solid. But what I like even more about his takedown defense is his get-up game. Like, remember the Kudalaba fight? Kudalaba took him down like 10 times, but he got back up every single time, and Kudalaba gassed out, and he took over and won the second and third round. But yeah, it's hard to take down Jacobe. It's very hard to hold Jacobe down. And it's like if Walker can't take down and hold down Jacobe, like it's going to be very bad. Like I went back and watched the Rafael Cerqueira fight, who's one of the worst fighters to step foot in the cage in UFC history, Weezy. And like Cerqueira was rocking Walker in the first round. Like, what's going on, Julius? What's going on? I mean, he made Cerqueira look like Mike Tyson in there. And then in the third round, something you would never expect, Cerqueira made Julius Walker do the stanky leg in the third round. It's like if Cerqueira's piecing you up, man, like what is Dustin Jacobe going to do? Jacobe is getting older. I think the chin is a little bit of a concern, and that's kind of my concern with Jacobe here is, these guys are big boys. They're going to throw down, they're going to hit hard. Maybe Jacobe can get hurt here, but yeah, I think Jacobe stuffs the takedowns, keeps it on the feet, and on the feet, I just really don't think it's close. So yeah, I definitely lean Jacobe. This money line was a lot closer like yesterday. He was like minus 160, he's minus 200 now. I think there's some interesting ways to play this from a prop perspective, though. Weezy, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, I mean, I like Jacobe here, but he's 11 years older than Julius Walker, and Julius could potentially have some success with the grappling, and I'm worried about Dustin's chin. I mean, he's a 37-year-old fighter with 31 pro MMA fights, but he was also a professional glory kickboxer, being in there against some of the hardest hitters in the world. So this guy's got a lot of miles on the engine, and he's going to get to that point in his career where you're going to be like, whoa, I can't believe that was what knocked Dustin out. So yeah, I mean, and I just love losing money on Dustin Jacobe fights, dude. I backed him against Mirzakhanov. I backed him against Khalil Roundtree, decision only prop, by the way, and lost that. You're muted, but yeah.
No, I was letting you talk. I was letting you.
Yeah. And then I lost a pile of money on betting on Kennedy Nzechukwu against Dustin Jacobe. He gets tagged twice in the Menafield fight and loses that fight by decision. I bet on Vitor Petrino against Dustin Jacobe, and he gets knocked out in the third round.
Oh God.
And now I really like Dustin Jacobe here. I want to put like 3 units on his money line, and I'm like, oh, Weezy, do you really want to go back to that well? You've been like hilariously wrong on this guy so many times. So I don't know what I want to do here, dude. Help.
I mean, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I like Jacobe a lot too. Like, I mean, if you're getting pieced up by Rafael Cerqueira, I don't know what to like. Rafael Cerqueira is I don't even know what he is. What is he? He's a grappler, right? I guess. I don't know.
He's a fraud, is what he is. But I mean, that's a really good question. What is he? A grappler, a striker? I don't even know, dude.
What is Rafael Cerqueira?
Yeah, dude.
He was like
a
rocking
heavy bag.
He was rocking Walker in the first and third round. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see, man. But yeah, Jacobe. Oh yeah, he opened up minus 135. He's currently minus 195. Walker opened up plus 115, currently plus 160 there. Drafts kick pretty hard, do they?
Oh, I'm sure they do. I wouldn't want to get kicked by one.
I'd risk it all for a selfie with Priscilla. That's dangerous, man. I wouldn't want to go near Priscilla. Actually, she seems nice. She seems like a nice girl.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think like if we ran into, like, if you and I were hanging out and we saw Priscilla Cachoeira, I don't think we'd ask her. We'd be like, dude, we've talked way too much shit. If she's got an English friend who's like, translating this show for her, she'd want to kick both of our asses, I think.
Oh,
Priscilla
gosh.
Ketchup beating, Priscilla Ketchup cheating,
Oh.
Calling her a handsome woman. Oh, I mean, we've kind of,
No, but I made a
leader in the UFC.
I made a music video for her.
Yeah, that was really good, though.
Yeah, she probably loved that music video.
It was such a great video too, of her walking out of that fucking.
Oh, so it was such a good video.
That courtesy bus.
Yes. With the black suit. Oh, the black suit, the hair
and
done.
the bare midriff.
Yeah,
the bare midriff and the sunglasses and the swag. Sharp. That was something else.
Yeah, you don't see swag like that outside of like Jessica Andrade, of course.
No, that's true.
I hope Jacobe rolls. Weezy will trip and that draft will pop his head like a watermelon. Oh, gosh. Not finishing Rafael Cerqueira is indictment on your career. It should be listed as a no contest. Like, if you're not finishing Rafael Cerqueira, Tapology should flag it. Like, they flagged things before. Why not flag that? Putting my house on the ultra reliable Dustin Jacobe here. Yeah. Dustin via old man strength. Walker couldn't finish a bomb. Yeah, that's a good point. Like holy crap. Like, if I bet on Jacobe and he gets finished when Cerqueira didn't get finished, it'd be like, what the heck? It'd be a what the heck moment.
So here's the thing. When we talk about a high variance fighter, right? A high variance fighter shits the bet as a favorite and cashes as an underdog. You know, when you think he's going to lose, he wins. When you think he's going to win, he loses. Dustin Jacobe, 9-4 in the UFC with a 30% ROI overall. Okay. But as a favorite, he's 6-4 with a negative 12% ROI. And as an underdog, he's 3-0-1 with a 125% ROI. So, I mean, like right there, right in those stats, you could see that he's a high variance fighter. He's a guy that you don't necessarily want to back as a favorite. And when you think he's dead and buried, you back him as an underdog and you cash.
Yeah, I thought he beat Roundtree though. So
yeah, that was bullshit. Damn it, that was total bullshit.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. Walker barely eked by Cerqueira. Hard for me to believe Jacobe doesn't keep it vertical and piece him up. Yeah. Julius is Taliesin Teixeira terrible. I don't know about that. I don't know if anybody's Taliesin Teixeira terrible. It's tough to be Taliesin Teixeira terrible. Should be easy work for Jacobe. Wondering how Jacobe isn't an even bigger favorite. Probably the age. Julius was the Walker brother that was kept chained down in the basement during family reunions while Johnny and Walter wrestled each other in the living room upstairs. It's like a Stephen King scene. Make a nice movie about that. Could we have the first juicing of the week? Maybe a juicing of the week.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't get this fight to the ground, he's gonna have a hard time dealing with Dustin on the feet.
Yeah, I mean, hot take: Dustin's a better striker than Rafael Cerqueira. Yeah, Jacobe. Unk's research knowledge is top notch. Agreed. No, nothing's as volatile as a freaking Charles Johnson fight. Charles Johnson, I don't know what's more volatile, his performances or his haircuts. I mean, just the volatile human being.
Yes.
I think the juice box gets milked. I kind of think it'd be a piping, but Jacobe KO was worse than I thought. Plus 130 on Bet Online. Oh,
That's disgusting.
I mean, all these props are disgusting. I don't know what they're doing. It's annoying. Rafael calls himself a striker. Okay, he's a striker. He's the top kickboxer. I like Jacobe round KO round 1. Yeah, most of his KOs do come in round 1. He did have that third round KO against Petrino, but yeah, he has a lot of round 1 KOs. Jacobe all day unless the Paramount gods feel different. You never know if they do or not. Cerquera is a Walmart greeter. Jeez. Weezy would smash Cerquera. That'd be a good matchup. Weezy versus Cerquera.
Cachoeira.
Oh.
And I don't know what he means by smash.
Smash
A
Cachoeira?
couple of different meanings, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing was sexier than Alex Sava with the knife. Yeah, I can't show that on here. We would lose half the viewers, but I don't know if it was it a knife or was it? I don't know what it was. I think it might have been like a knife. We got the unit in the building. What is up? Priscilla got BDE. What's that? BDE.
Big dick energy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, she does. I mean, not many people can pull off that black suit she had.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Do I have that video on here? I want to see that black suit. Let's see if I have it on here. Oh yeah, here it is. Another head hangs slowly. Child is slowly taken. And the violence caused such silence. Who are we mistaken? But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are crying. Here we go. It's for Priscilla. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Hey, what's in your head? In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Hey, oh. What a video. What a music video. You don't see music videos like that too often. Not anymore.
It's probably one of the best in the business as a whole. You know, when you talk about MMA and music coming together and really shocking the world, I think that's it.
Yeah, that was incredible. Incredible. All right, let's move on to a sanctioned murder. It is going to be Alex Morono going against Danil Donchenko. We got Alex Morono, 35 years old, 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. Donchenko, 24 years old, 5'11" with a 71-inch reach. Donchenko, 11 years younger, same height, and a 1-inch reach disadvantage. Morono is 1-4 in his last 5 fights. Lost to Joaquin Buckley by decision, beat Court McGee by decision, lost to Nico Price by decision, lost to D-Rod by decision, and got milked by Carlos Leao his last time out. As far as Donchenko, he's 5-0 in his last 5 fights, had that Ultimate Fighter finale against Cezinando, won that fight by first round KO, and holy crap, that was a fun fight. I think that was one of the first fights of the night. It got me pumped up, man. I mean, this guy's style is so much fun. He's a madman. He's going to go out there. He's going to land knees. He's going to land elbows. I mean, he cut Cezinando up in multiple spots, had him bleeding, and he broke him and finished him. And I don't know. It's Alex Morono, man. I mean, he's 35 years old. He's dealing with stuff outside the cage. He's commentating. He's a coach. He has a gym. And sometimes it just seems like he's not 110% bought in. It's like some of these performances, he'll show up to the weigh-ins looking like he hadn't trained the entire time, and it'll show in his fights. Like that Nico Price fight was awful. He gassed out in 5 minutes. He looked awful in the Buckley fight. He looked awful in the D-Rod fight. He looked awful in the Al fight. I mean, he just looked awful. He looked off on the McGee fight. He just looked so bad these last several years. So although he's 35 years old, I kind of think like the end is near for Alex Morono. Don't know if his chin's that great anymore. I don't know if his cardio is that great anymore. He's a black belt, but he never grapples. So I don't know, man. It kind of feels like a passing of the torch type moment. You know, I think they're trying to build Donchenko up a little bit. This guy can be the real deal. I think he's at the very least, Donchenko is going to come in here and just put on exciting fights, and that's really all you can ask for. So, yeah, I like Donchenko here. I think he probably gets Morono out of there at some point. Could be a milking, could be a piping, could be a pegging. But I think he does something here. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, two completely different career trajectories here. You got 24-year-old Daniil Donchenko, who's, ran through the tough house and then destroyed Cezinando in the finale. And prior to that, he's the NISA FC champion, winning fights, going 5 rounds against some tough Central Asian dudes. So this guy's young. He's powerful. It looks like he's got some pretty decent takedown defense and a get-up game. And he likes to keep fights standing, and he hurts people there. He's got really bad intentions on the feet. So Morono has been fighting a lot of older gentlemen lately. After the Leal fight, it was Daniel Rodriguez, Nico Price, Court McGee, and now he's getting a 24-year-old kid who's hungry and who's powerful and is not going to really let Alex Morono, even if he did try to grapple, have much success there. And on the feet, I think Daniil's going to just absolutely piece him up as long as his eyes aren't very light sensitive, because when you put somebody as white as Alex Morono under those bright lights in an indoor arena, the way that light kind of reflects off that skin of his, it can, like I'm light, I'm getting old, Brady. I'm in my 50s, so it's like I see light, that bright coming at my eyes. I'm very sensitive. I can't really look at it for long. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to tape his fights. So I just think that Alex has got a lot of things going on right now. And at this point in his career, after 23 UFC fights, 13 wins too, he's showing up for a check probably. Let's face it. This is not a good career move. You're not taking a fight against this kid that's 24 years old with 1 UFC win when you have 23 UFC fights, because it's the right move and you think that, this is a stepping stone for me to get back into the top 15. No, this is you showing up for a check and taking an ass whooping from a much younger, much more marketable fighter at this point.
Yeah, man, they call him the Great White for a reason.
Yeah, I know, man. That's such an apt nickname.
He needs to go out to American Top Team, get some of that South Florida sun.
That would help. And dude, he lives in Texas. Think about that. That's impossible to be that white in Texas. It's nothing but sunshine down there.
Yeah, I don't know. Might not leave the house, or leave the gym. I don't know.
Well, but you still got to walk out to your car. You still got to mow the lawn at some point, right? This guy, his skin is disturbingly white.
It is.
And I feel like he's getting whiter.
Yeah, as the years go on.
So that, I don't know, man. He's like you could see through him like used Neutrogena, like the soap, it's kind of. Once you use it a few times, you can see right through it. And that's what I'm seeing with Morono. He's like transparent, translucent. It's weird.
It is weird. Alex Morono is still employed. Yep. 1-4 in his last 5. Donchenko is a wild man. Definitely hyped to see him in the UFC. Yeah, I like Donchenko. He's a fun fighter. Looks like they pulled Alex Morono out of the washer for another scrap. Alex Morono, only man in UFC history to lose to Nico Price twice. Yeah. A lot of people thought he would beat Nico Price the second time around, including me, but no, that was not the case. That was a horrible performance against Nico. We got Rem Dog. Sorry I'm late. Here, take this like. Appreciate you, Rem Dog. Appreciate you, Rem Dog. UFC has no love for their vets. Yeah, they're clearly trying to build this Donchenko up. This is the fight everyone writes off Morono as dead, and he wins a masterclass ugly decision. That'd be just shocking if he hasn't done anything masterclass. Like, when's the last time he won a masterclass performance where he didn't look just awful? Let me take a look.
Didn't Ponzinibbio knock him out after he was looking good for a minute?
Yeah, Ponzinibbio knocked him out. Like, when's the last masterclass performance? I guess. God, I don't know, man.
Are there any?
Oh, Reese McKee. He looked really good against Reese McKee back in 2020.
And he went life and death with David Zawater.
Oh, God.
You know, like even the Mickey Gall fight. Well, the Mickey Gall fight was 30-27. He did 30-27 okay. Mickey Thank Gall, God. So that's pretty good.
Thank God. I don't know. Morono looks like Pillsbury Doughboy. Morono needs to hang up the... Andre, you've said this about 3 different fighters. Come on. Come on. No, Morono's his day job is he owns a gym, man.
Yeah.
Wonder how Morono's camp went. Good camp, I'd be in. Well, we'll see what he looks like at the weigh-ins. Brady Weezy, if we see Morono pull up on fight night with the Kevin Lee and Verna double knee sleeves, I think that might be a sign we need to drop the hammer. Would you all agree with that sentiment? But the problem is we don't know until the fight starts. You know, they're not going to wear the knee sleeves at the weigh-ins.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't think we've ever seen that. I don't think we've ever seen something like that. Morono would melt in Florida. Yeah, he wouldn't last in Florida. He wouldn't last in Florida. If you look at the words "bag of milk" in Urban Dictionary, you'll see a picture of a shirtless Alex Morono.
Yeah.
Alex Morono's catching straight. Come on. He's a nice guy. He's actually a really nice guy. Morono got in a small accident at the gym and nearly lost a limb when the doctors couldn't find a match for his blood type. Milk of magnesia.
And then Rendog said that his head is transparent. You can see what he's thinking.
Oh, yeah, you can. You actually can. All right. Let's take a look at this line. We have Donchenko minus 550. I believe, yeah, Donchenko's the biggest favorite on the card at minus 550. Morono's plus 420. The under minus 130. The over plus 110. What is Donchenko by KO? Oh,
minus 200 was it?
Minus
165.
Yeah, it opened up minus 150, minus 165. Yeah.
Morono's been knocked out in 3 of his 9 UFC losses and 4 times as a professional. Coming off a knockout loss in his last fight.
Yeah, I think it's probably like a KO 1-2 type thing. Is Morono a Iridium guy?
No idea.
I don't know. All right, let's keep moving on to the next fight. It is going to be Bruno Brazil going against Ketlin Souza. We got Brazil, 32 years old, 5'6" with a 65-inch reach. Ketlin Souza, 30 years old, 5'3" with a 63-inch reach. We got Ketlin, 2 years younger, 3-inch height disadvantage and a 2-inch reach disadvantage. Bruno Brazil's 3-2 in her last 5 fights. A decision win against Shauna Bannon, a decision loss to Loma Luke Bunmi, a decision win against Molly McCann, a decision loss to Wong Kong, and then a decision win against Shi Ming. As far as Ketlin Souza, she is 2-3 in her last 5 fights. Submission loss to Karina Silva. Decision win against Mara McMahon. Submission win against Yasmin Haregi. Decision loss to Angela Hill. And then a decision loss to Pierre Rodriguez. So the line on this one's pretty interesting. So when I was researching this fight a couple days ago, Souza was the dog. She was like plus 110. And then currently she's minus 160. Like within the last 24, 48 hours, this line is flipped. And it's now Souza like minus 160, minus 170 on some books here. And yeah, I mean, I agree with the line movement on this one. It's like Bruno Brazil, she's a good striker. Like she's a good technical striker. She has solid tools on the feet, but she's like brutally low volume. I don't think she has a ton of power. She's wrestled and grappled in some of her fights, but it's like against Shauna Bannon, against Molly McCann. I'm not sure she's the best grappler. And I don't think she likes getting hit. Like, I really don't think Bruno likes getting hit. She's been knocked out like 3 times, and Souza's gonna hit her, man. Like, Souza's got that dog in her. Like, I thought she actually won the Angela Hill fight. I had a bet on Hill I thought there was no way they were going to give it to Angela Hill because first and foremost, the judges hate Hill. And secondly, I thought Souza really started to turn it up in the second and third round, started walking downhill late in the fight. And even the Piera Rodriguez fight, she was taken down 7 times, but she got back up every time. And once the fight was on the feet, she showed just a lot of urgency in there. So, yeah, I think Souza is not only live to win this fight. It wouldn't shock me if she knocked out Brazil here. I think that's a pretty good hot take, but Brazil, I just don't think she likes getting hit, and Souza has some power. So I like Souza here. Probably should have jumped on that plus money. I didn't expect it to move this much. Holy crap. But yeah, money's pouring in on one Ketlin Souza. Weezy, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, I get why Sosa's the favorite, but what I don't understand is what was the model looking at when Bet Online opened up Bruna Brasil as minus 300 on the money line?
Oh, I didn't even see that. What?
Yeah, dude, if you look at it, on best
God,
fight
yeah.
odds, like you'll see that opened up at minus 3. I mean, obviously it didn't stay there for any period of time. People were just like immediately on Sosa, and it got bid down to, maybe about plus 110 or something like that. But, either way, it's still kind of surprising because Ketlin Sosa's went life and death with Angela Hill and Piera Rodriguez, who I think would both easily beat Bruna Brasil. So I kind of feel like Ketlin's much more dangerous with her power on the feet. Bruna Brasil has been knocked out 3 times as a professional. So somebody like Ketlin, who does have real power for the division, could win moments even if she's losing minutes in this fight to potentially steal rounds. Bruna might be able to mix in some grappling here. We've seen Ketlin give up some takedowns, give up some control time. So if that's a way for Bruna to win some minutes, then she could, potentially look like some value at plus money. But yeah, I do like Ketlin to win this fight. I think she's been performing at a slightly higher level lately. I think she's got a little bit more of a danger factor. And she's got more experience as a professional with 21 pro fights compared to 17 for Bruna Brasil, and she's the younger fighter as well. So, yeah, I think I like Ketlin to win this fight.
I mean, she's the more dangerous fighter. She's more durable. She's more aggressive, but more importantly, she's more handsome.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to really argue that. We can argue about the stylistics of the fight when it comes down to which one of these is the more handsome lady. Yeah, that's Sosa.
She's got some awesome tattoos as well. I mean, I'm a fan of Souza.
Yeah, she looks like she's got some hate in her heart too.
Oh yeah, and she fights with it. She fights with that hate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Souza minus 160 now. Brazil plus 140. I think the Souza finish only could be good as well, which is -1. It's same as the money line, minus 160. I think she's live for a knockout. Yeah.
And
yeah,
then
I think, yep.
The under even plus 280 for the under 2.5. These ladies have been finished for Sosa. It's in 4 of 6 losses, and for Brasil, it's 3 of 5. So 7 of 11 losses have been finishes. So yeah, that could be a sneaky under.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Brady, that was great the other night. Herb. Yeah, I almost broke my TV, dude. It was crazy. Absolutely insane. Couldn't believe what Herb was doing. I hope Ketlin Souza wins this. I wouldn't piss break during a Ketlin Souza. She's entertaining. She'll bring it. I don't mind her fights. If it was Brazil versus Shauna Bannon, sure, go take a piss.
Yeah.
If it was Brazil versus Shi Ming, yeah, go take a piss. But I don't know. Ketlin Souza, her fights are fun to me. The special needs. Who's the special needs one? I don't think they're either special needs, are they?
Well, it's Bruna Brasil's name is the special one.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Brazil failing to finish that tiny road to UFC girl was a war crime. I didn't even watch that fight. I didn't even watch it. No need. Brazil's gonna smash the F out her. You think so? I don't know, man. I definitely think she's gonna try to wrestle. I don't think she's gonna want to strike with Souza, to be honest. Morono is indeed an Iridium Jason House fighter. I mean, half the roster is though.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with these Iridium fighters. We got the Hood Wolf in the building. We got Cedricus Dumas. What is up? Good to see you in here. Catlin moneyline, Donchenko moneyline, minus 115-ish. I like him. Herb Dean, best ref in MMA. I mean, Keith Peterson won the Stat Diggers Referee of the Year award in 2025. Yes. So
and Herb Dean's off to a rough start with that Benoit Saint Denis fight. I was not a fan of that stoppage.
So this is coming to Swing Clits. There we go. Are we allowed to say clit on YouTube? I hope so.
Sure.
Okay, good. Yeah. Chat, we at 60 likes. Not bad. Let's try to get 40 more, guys. Let's try to get 40 more. We got at least to get 100. Succumb to the thumb. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's move on. Do the next fight. We have the good Basharat, Farid Basharat, going against Gene Matsumoto. We got Basharat, 28 years old, 5'8" with a 71-inch reach. Gene Matsumoto, 26 years old, 5'6" with a 68-inch reach. We got Matsumoto, 2 years younger, 2-inch height disadvantage and a 3-inch reach disadvantage. Matsumoto 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Decision win against Casey Tanner. Submission win against Dan Argueta. Decision win against Brad Katona. A decision loss to Rob Font. And a decision win against Miles Johns. I almost said Brad Katona. I almost said it. It's tough. Farid, 5-0 in his last 5 fights. A decision win against Damon Blackshear. A submission win against Clinton Rodriguez. A decision win against Taylor Lapoulos. A decision win against Victor Hugo. And then a decision win against Chris Gutierrez. And yeah, we kind of got like a prospect versus prospect matchup here. And on the feet, I think it'll be pretty competitive. I think it'll be pretty well matched. But, I mean, there's no secret what Farid's going to do here. He's going to look to go get takedowns. Matsumoto's defending takedowns at almost a 50% clip. Farid Basharat's completing takedowns at about a 50% clip. Matsumoto's been taken down like a lot in the UFC, actually. We saw Dan Argueta take him down like 9 times in 2 rounds. We saw Brad Katona take him down 3-4 times. We saw Miles Johns take him down, and I know Miles Johns has a wrestling background, but like Johns never wrestles, and even Johns took him down like 4 times. So yeah, I think Farid Basharat gets takedowns here, and that'll probably be what wins him the fight. You know, takedowns, control time, probably a decision win for Farid Basharat. Again, the good Basharat. What are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, I think it's either going to be Basharat by decision or Matsumoto by finish. I think Matsumoto could potentially knock out Basharat. I also think that he could catch him in a guillotine. He's got a really good guillotine, and we're going to see Basharat wrestling offensively a lot. I don't think he's going to want to deal with the pressure that Matsumoto puts on at distance striking range. So, yeah, I think Farid is really good at what he does, and that's winning minutes with his whatever skill he's better than his opponent at, and he's a well-rounded fighter, so he can usually find that area of MMA where he's going to be better than his opponent. And in this case, I think he's going to just look for takedowns against Matsumoto, not let him get his offense off on the feet, win minutes, bank rounds, win a decision. Plus 100, Basharat by decision, I think, is the play.
I'm surprised it's plus money. Like he's almost minus 300.
Yeah, that's the same thing that I'm thinking. It's like you look at the other Basharat, and he's minus 130, and he's plus 105 on decision. This guy is almost minus 300 on the money line, and he's still plus 100 on the decision. So clearly the market thinks he has some finish upside here. The only guy that he finished was Clayton Rodriguez.
Oh,
so I don't think we got to worry about Matsumoto getting finished by Basharat, but you never know, man. It's MMA.
Yep. We've seen crazy things happen before, but I think it's Basharat decision. Yeah, pipe it up, man. Pipe it up. Like for the Andrade Rose, I never want to see that picture ever again. Some sicko would send me and Wheezy that photo weekly. You'd like tag us in it for what was that, a couple months straight, right?
Yeah. We were both getting that.
And then he stopped doing it, and then somebody else started doing it. I think this guy named Michael. I think his name was Michael, started doing it, and then before that it was Marcel. But it was just it was an ongoing thing. But they both stopped, thankfully. I think their accounts probably got suspended. To be honest,
probably
you can't post stuff like that. Jeans are in fashion right now. Are they in fashion again? I don't think so.
Yeah, Matsumoto and Silva.
Talking about like jeans, like the pants.
No, he's got an apostrophe in there, so he's talking about Gene, the first name. for a man. You know, it's back in fashion, especially in Brazil.
Both are decision merchants at this level, yeah, for the most part. Big Marcel loves it. Not that Marcel. Not Big Marcel. Big Marcel was not tagging us in that. We're talking about another Marcel. Yeah. Big Marcel is sending. No, that makes it official. No, it was not a different Marcel. There's multiple Marcels out there, and it was a different Marcel. Let me get you. I think his name was like Marcel. Is it
Selliwap?
Yeah, Marcel Selliwap.
Yeah,
Marcel the Truth.
Yeah,
that's Marcel. Not Big Marcel. No. No. All right. Let's move on to the next fight. It is going to be Mikhail Oleksiejczuk going against Marc-Andre Barrio. Should be a good one here. We got Mikhail, 30 years old, 6 foot with a 74-inch reach. Bario, 35 years old, 6'1" with a 74-inch reach. We got Mikhail 5 years younger. Bario with a 1-inch height advantage, same reach there. Mikhail is 2-3 in his last 5 fights. Got submitted by Michel Pereira. Got submitted by Kevin Holland. Lost to Shara Magomedov by decision. Knocked out to Rikus Dumas, and then knocked out Gerald Mearshart. As far as Marc-Andre Barrio, he is 1-4 in his last 5 fights. Decision loss to Chris Curtis. Knockout loss to Joe Pyfer. Knockout loss to Dustin Stoltzfus. A knockout win against Bruno Silva. And then a decision loss to Shara Magomedov. Yeah, man. I mean, I kind of think Barrio's done. It's like, remember the Bruno Silva fight week? I mean, you know how washed Bruno Silva is? A lot of people were betting on Bruno Silva, and that was a close line. It was like Marc-Andre's like -150.
Yeah.
And Bruno Silva's the most washed fighter we've ever seen. And people were picking Bruno Silva against him. And then, of course, he goes out there and knocks out Bruno Silva. But it's like, that just tells you everything you need to know. Like, people were actually taking a washed fighter in Silva against this man. I think the chin of Barrio's done. We say it all the time. It's like, you know, once that chin cracks, it cracks. And he was one of these tough, durable guys, eat one to give one. You know, no quit in him, and then all of a sudden he gets knocked out by cheating, and then all of a sudden he gets knocked out by Pyfer. He's getting hurt in fights, and then he gets knocked out by Dustin Stoltzfus.
Mm-hmm.
He gets knocked out by Dustin Stoltzfus. Like, how does that happen? How do you get knocked out by Dustin Stoltzfus? So I mean, this should be Mikhail Oleksiejczuk here. I guess the only concern is Mikhail's ground game is some of the worst you'll see, but he's been working with the fighting nerds. You would hope he's in improving that ground game. And that's not really something Marc-Andre Barrio goes to. Like, if Barrio goes out there and tries to strike with Mikhail, I think he's getting knocked out. I love the pressure of Mikhail, the volume, the combinations, the power. And what I like about this fight the most is both these guys are going to pressure. I think it's going to be a little bit of a car crash. I think they're going to test chins, and one of these guys has a phenomenal chin in Mikhail, and one of these guys' chin is kind of dust. So I think it's Mikhail by knockout. Yeah, -360 makes sense to me. What are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, -360 on the Oleksiejczuk money line, and I think we talked about it earlier that the KO prop was -200.
Yeah, give us a break.
Yeah, so the market knows what's going to happen here. Look, I mean, like there's a big durability difference between these two guys, and I don't think Oleksiejczuk's durability is talked about enough.
It's really good.
He's got 31 professional fights, and he's 16-1 to the knockout. And he's never been knocked out in the UFC, only submitted. So this is a guy who can really trust his chin and move forward and land bombs. He's got serious power. 9 knockdowns in 17 UFC fights, and he's never been knocked down in the UFC. And you look at some of the names, you know, that this guy's been out there against, and it's very impressive that he's never been knocked down. And he fought at 205 for a long time before he moved down to 185. I actually think Oleksiejczuk might be more ready to win minutes or moments on the ground in this fight too. Here's why. His ground and pound is ridiculously good. He does crazy damage when he gets into top position, and Marc-Andre Barrio has never proven that he could wrestle anybody. So at this point, Oleksiejczuk might even be the better wrestler.
Hey,
offensive.
did you forget when he choked out the Beverly Hills Ninja?
Oh, I remember that front choke. Yes, and nobody expected the Beverly Hills Ninja to grapple in that.
Dude,
fight.
I think I had like fight ends by knockout, and then
Yeah,
his
it's
first
crazy,
ever
right?
submission.
Yeah,
Terrible.
yeah. So I remember that, but yeah, I don't think Bario is a very good grappler, and I think that Oleg Sachek is making strides there. And Oleg Sachek is very dangerous with his ground and pound when he gets into dominant positions. So, yeah, I think that this is going to be Oleg Sachek. But the one area that I think Bario could have some success is if he just constantly pressures and makes this fight happen in a phone booth. Because if this winds up in the clinch, I think Bario is going to be stronger there, and I think he's going to be scoring more points there. And because Oleg Sachek has never shown great takedown defense, I think Bario would be much better served if he protected his chin by keeping this in a phone booth, clinching up with Oleg Sachek, looking for the occasional trip takedown and some top time. Just stay out of distance striking range, because the durability difference between these two guys and the power difference is way too much, way too far on the Oleg Sachek side for a guy like Bario, who's 5 years older right now, to have any chance, of landing the bigger shots at range.
Yeah. Olazechuk minus 360. Yeah, a lot of money's came in on Mikel already. He opened at minus 225. And then Marc-Andre Bario plus 295. The under's getting smashed, which is interesting. Like, I don't know. Minus 145 for the under seems a bit much.
What is it, 140?
Yeah, minus 145 now.
Ooh, yeah. It's a lot, man. That's almost 60% implied.
Yeah, it's a lot. And then, yeah, like Mikel by KO minus 200.
Yeah, that's rough, but it's probably going to hit.
Yep. Unless they have a gentleman's agreement and Mikel takes him down and gets a face crank.
Wouldn't that be something?
Hey, we could see it, man. We could see it. MAB going at Betty buys. Yeah, let's go Bario, but he probably loses here. Yeah, it's kind of a rough matchup. MAB already needs to get some help. He might need some help after this weekend. Think it goes the same way as the Pfeiffer fight. Getting slept by Dustin Stoltzfus. Yeah, it's crazy. He didn't just get knocked out by Stoltzfus. He got slept.
Yep.
Like, and then I thought he died in the Pfeiffer fight. I thought he actually died. Like he went face first into the canvas. He didn't wake up for a while. I thought he was done. Bario was done. Olazechuk is a lock. What's good, homies? What's good? Rest in peace, Bruno Silva. Yeah, I think he finally hung up the gloves. I think I heard that they're not going to let him back in there, and thank goodness, because it was getting bad. It was getting very bad. MAB is going to give Michelle the exact fight he wants. I hope so. If that happens, it's going to be a fun fight. We got D in the building. Brady and Weezy. Just watched Weezy with Clint earlier. Yep. I got to catch the rest of that show tomorrow. Marc-Andre Bario needs to... Come on, man. Come on, Andre. You said that about half the card. Said it about half the card. MAB's chin is dust. Michelle by KO, don't even think about it. I won't think about it. I won't think about it. Bario is almost as good of a knockout artist as Johnny Walker or Austin Lane.
Knocked out artist.
Knocked out artist. I've never heard that. That's hilarious. A knocked out artist. That's a good one. We got to use that going forward. Knocked out artist. Well, Zaychuk is Polish for wow. These pierogies are delicious. What? What? Oh. Hey, it could be a decision. We saw back-to-back weeks of minus 1,000 fight doesn't go to decision. Ateba Godier played patty cake for 15 minutes with Poliev, and then Teixeira and Tuivasa gassed out in 2 minutes. If we can get 200 likes, Brady will get crack and smoke a face tattoo. Deal.
Excellent.
If we can get 200 likes during the stream, I will get crack and I'll get a face tattoo. You got
right back. Keep talking to these people.
I got you. Both the pop for steroids, but I think MAB more likely to be using them at the moment. Maybe. They kept giving Mikel bad matchups. Now they're ability. Yeah, they used to give. Oh my gosh, they used to give Mikel all the bad matchups. I mean, listen to some of these bad matchups he had back in the day. They gave him Jimmy Crute. Remember when Jimmy Crute took him down 8 times and submitted him? Caio Bahaio, Michel Pereira, Kevin Holland. They've given him a bunch of bad matchups. They gave him Khalil Roundtree back in the day. All right, let's move on to the next fight. It is going to be Jailton Almeida going against Rizvan the Rizzler Kunaev. We got Almeida, 34 years old, 6'3" with a 79-inch reach. Rizvan, 33 years old, 6'4" with a 76-inch reach. We got Rizvan 1 year younger, 1 inch height advantage, and a 3-inch reach disadvantage. Almeida is 3-2 in his last 5 fights, a decision win against Derek Lewis, a knockout loss to Curtis Blades, a submission win against Alexander Romanov, a knockout win against Sergey Spivak, and then a decision loss to Alexander Volkov. As far as Rizvan Kunaev, he is 3-1-1 no contest in his last 5 fights, made his debut against Curtis Blades, and he won that fight, but the judges scored it wrong in favor of Curtis Blades. So, yeah, this is an interesting one. I see this fight playing out one of 2 ways. Like, Jailton's going to get Rizvan down and probably either lay on him for 15 minutes or submit him early, or Rizvan's going to knock him out. I'm worried about Jailton. Like, that performance against Volkov was horrendous. It was one of the worst fights I've ever seen in my entire life. His fight against Blades was like the second worst fight I've ever seen in my entire life. It's like he's allergic to ground and pound or something. He's content to go out there and just lay on his opponents. His wrestling's really good. His control's really good, but he's just not doing anything in a lot of these fights. And it's like Rizvan against Curtis Blades, he was taken down twice, but he got back up both times. And then he stuffed like 12 takedowns against Blades. Like if Kunaev can stuff takedowns here, he's going to knock Jailton out. I don't think Jailton likes getting hit. I don't think Jailton can battle any adversity whatsoever. I think Jailton gets tired. I think it's probably Jailton early or Kunaev late. But I don't know. It's so tough to trust Jailton at this point. Weezy, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah. Well, I've just gotten burned so bad on Jailton Almeida. I lost 3 or 4 units on him in the Curtis Blades fight. And then the Volkov fight was just, I mean, I had him in a parlay. I had his money line. And I think I had the decision prop or something parlayed up, where him not getting that decision was something like an 8 or a 9 unit swing for me. So, and I'm pissed off at Jailton because he's dominating his opponents. He just refuses to take any chances when he gets his opponents down. And because of that, he can control you for 12 minutes and still find ways to lose 2 of the 3 rounds because he's terrified of getting hit. His optics are dog shit at distance striking range. And, the lack of, damage when he's in dominant positions is something that's going to really cost him. And something that I've just found kind of surprising when I was putting these lines into my betting model was even though like my model hates it, like Jailton Almeida is -150 and his decision prop is +450. And I don't think this guy's dangerous anymore. He doesn't throw ground and pound. If you're a decent grappler, you can stuff the rear naked choke and just fight the hands. But Almeida just wins minutes with his control. So I think that could be like especially when it opens on the domestics, you might be able to get Jailton decision 500 or 600. And I think that's actually a decent look. And maybe the fight goes, because I know that a lot of Jailton Almeida fights have finished, but the way that he's fighting now, he looks terrified to try to take any chances on the ground. And that he's too terrified to strike to begin with. So you get the feeling he's just going to be hugging dudes for 15 straight minutes. So, yeah, fight goes is +180. That could be interesting this week. But I still think that Jailton's going to win the minutes and bank the rounds of this fight.
Yeah, I'm probably going Kunaev here by knockout. I think it could
look
look
a much better striker, that's for sure.
I think it could look like the Blades fight. Just if Jailton gets hit once, he's probably gonna go down. Like it might only take one punch for him to get knocked out. So, but yeah, I mean, I could see Jailton take him down, maybe lay on him for 15 minutes. I could see that, but I kind of lean big Riz.
Big Riz is a good fighter, dude. He's got the much better striking. He's actually pretty light on his feet for a big dude, and he's Dagestani, so you know that he can wrestle a little bit.
Yeah. Big Riz by KO plus 300. Oh, this is not horrible, but Jonathan, what are we going to do with you? You have to actually throw punches to initiate ground and pound.
Yeah.
And some of these performances, man. Derek Lewis versus Jonathan was third worst of all time. It was just a bad fight. Yeah, Jonathan opened up at minus 500 in that line. Get the Rizzler. I don't know. What's better, Big Riz or the Rizzler? I like them both.
Oh, definitely. Because I came up with Big Riz, I'm saying that Big Riz is way better. You know, and of course, I can't stand that kid, the Rizzler. Like, how that's what's the passing for famous now in this country. It's like, screw those dudes.
I mean, he's like a 10-year-old kid in the Rizzler.
Yeah, you know what? But screw him anyway.
Oh my gosh, he's 8 years old.
8?
The Rizzler, he's 8 years old.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, dude, he's got the build of a 15-year-old with how fat he is.
Yeah, poor Rizzler.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah, this is a super sketchy fight, to be honest. Like, how can you trust Jonathan at all? How can you trust this guy? I don't know. Imagine if we get a 3-round kickboxing fight between these two. I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh God,
I'd be shocked because Jonathan hates strike. The only time I saw Jonathan land a strike at distance was the Sergey Spivak fight. And by the way, shame on Spivak for that. Imagine what Ante D'Elia is going to do to him if Jonathan did that to him on the feet. We're gonna talk about that fight in a couple weeks. Jonathan has 1 round to get the finish, or he loses. Lest we forget, is this short notice for Almeida?
Yeah, I believe it is. I think Big Riz was supposed to fight Ryan Spann.
Oh,
so Jonathan stepped in when Ryan had to pull out of the fight.
Okay. Imagine Jonathan tries ground and pound this time and gasses and get finished. You never know what you can expect in a Jonathan fight. Rizvan Kuniev finish only plus 200 is nice. Yeah, it's not bad. Could maybe get subbed early, but maybe Jonathan actually tries this time, Wheezy. It wouldn't shock me if Jonathan actually tried this time. Jonathan is a physical freak. If he ever figures out how to really fight, he will run through everybody. Agreed.
He needs to go to American Top Team.
Yeah, I just rizzed. Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Be careful what you say about the Rizzler, Wheezy. Why? What happened?
I don't know.
What happens if you say something bad about the Rizzler? I don't know. Did something bad happen? Let me know.
Maybe there's some precedent for that. Who knows?
He'll get his goons on you or something.
Well, let me just say, I am not suicidal, Brady. I am not suicidal. So if something shady happens to me,
it's the Rizzler.
Go knocking on the door of that fat kid.
The finish sequence in the Blades Almeida fight is one of the most frustrating ways to lose a bet. I hate when that happens. They go for the single leg and get elbowed
just
20 consecutive times.
Yeah. You just got stuck there. It was so weird.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Let's move on to the next fight. It is the co-main event. It is going to be Kyoji Horiguchi going against Amir Albazi. We got Horiguchi, 35 years old, 5'5" with a 66-inch reach. Albazi, 32 years old, 5'5" with a 68-inch reach. We got Albazi 3 years younger, same height, and a 2-inch reach advantage. Albazi is 4-1 in his last 5 fights. He has a decision win against Zalga Sumagulov, a submission win against Francisco Figueiredo, a knockout win against Alessandro Costa, decision win against Kai Kara France, and a decision loss to Brandon Moreno. As far as Horiguchi, he is 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Made his debut against, or not make it, he came back from the UFC in his second stint against Tagir Ulanbekov and won that fight by 3rd round submission. I thought Horiguchi looked incredible. Like, this guy's been in the UFC before a while back. He's fought the who's who both in and outside the UFC. But man, that Tagir fight, I thought he looked career best. Like, he was stuffing takedowns, he was sharp on the feet, and he broke Tagir and head kicked him, submitted him. That was a great performance. And as far as Albazi, it's like, this is a guy who's fought like once in like the last 3 years. He's been dealing with back injuries. Somebody hit me up today and was like, apparently he has a shoulder issue potentially going into this fight. It's a rumor, but potentially a shoulder injury, a back injury. And he just looked awful against Morono. He looked very bad against Morono. I thought he lost the France fight. I think this should be Horiguchi. The line indicates that. I think it's a very wide line, like minus 360 for Horiguchi. Like if you're laying minus 360 on Horiguchi, you better hope, Albazi's washed, because that's kind of crazy to me. But at the same time, I think Horiguchi's getting Albazi at the right time. Weezy, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, it's just one of those timing things. And, at this point, Horiguchi was plus 180 in his last fight against Ulanbekov. Now he's minus 350 here against Albazi, who's ranked a lot higher than Ulanbekov in the division. So, sometimes you just have to make those comparisons, because when somebody comes off like what might have been a career best performance, that last fight against Ulanbekov, I mean, like, he was kicking his ass. He was moving around the cage beautifully. He was up on his toes. He looked powerful. He looked fast. His anti-grappling looked really good too. So, yeah, I mean, and obviously this guy's record is 35-5. That's a great record, man. I mean, like 40 professional fights, 35 wins, and one of those losses, the only UFC loss came against Demetrius Johnson. So, yeah, it's right now, Albazi can't be trusted because it really does look like his body has failed him. It's failed him. You cannot be in this sport fighting at the highest level if your body isn't cooperating. And right now for Albazi, his body is not cooperating. Horiguchi's body is cooperating. He looked really good last time out, and he looks faster, more powerful. And, he's a tough guy to out-grapple as well. So, yeah, I think he's going to probably either just win the minutes or maybe find a finish here. The guy's 21-3 to the finish as a professional, but Amir Albazi's never been finished as a pro either. So, yeah, I mean, like, Albazi's not some guy you just kind of like be like, oh, yeah, we're going to make him a plus 300 underdog. He's a very, very well-rounded and talented fighter, but the problem is he might be showing up for a check just because he can't get healthy.
Yeah, he might be. So, yeah, Horiguchi, I think he wins probably by decision, which is minus 115. Yeah, but it's a wide line. I don't like minus 360 on it. Oh, I guess the Rizzler's the stepson of Colton G.
Okay. Wow.
Wheezy hates 8-year-olds. Oh my gosh. Hopefully my son doesn't turn 8 anytime soon. Don't look in the mirror and say Rizzler 3 times.
I don't think you want to do that.
Don't go in the bathroom, turn off the lights, turn on the water, and say Rizzler 3 times. You won't like what comes back at you. Minus 360 is way too wide. Albazi is low-key underrated. Yeah, I mean, if Albazi is healthy, like, it's extremely wide.
Yeah.
Albazi has disappointed his last 3 fights, and Horiguchi looked like a contender against a good fighter in Tagir. Solid parlay piece, but I don't want to touch the finish probably. I don't think he's finishing Albazi, unless Albazi is like done. Line makes sense considering how both have looked recently. Yep. Gucci Man's back. Okay.
Yeah, it's Kyochi Horiguchi main.
Hey.
Yeah.
Colton G having any kids, stepkids at all is a scary thought. I think Colton G is in prison or dead.
Yeah.
Is Wheezy still clapping Big Stacy's yams? Who's Big Stacy?
Yeah, who is Big Stacy? I don't even know. Big Stacy.
And why are you clapping her yams?
Well, sometimes you got to clap yams, but I don't even know what that means. Like what?
I don't know. We got the Rizzlers goons in the what the heck?
Dude, he's really got goons? Come on.
That's a picture of a little kid with a sniper rifle. How'd they let you make that picture on YouTube? It's a picture of a kid with what looks like a sniper rifle. You're gonna get your account taken down, dude. Wouldn't be surprised if Horiguchi piped him on site or just piped him. Congrats, Uncle Wheezy. Congrats. So once the Gears leg was finished, that fight was over. Highly doubt Albazi crumbles to leg kicks here. Yeah. Stop gooning. I'm not gooning. Nobody's we're talking fights. Wheezy's got a waterbed. What's wrong with people?
God, no, man. I sleep on a bed so firm it's like concrete, man.
Oh
Like
my.
there's no give. I love that. Nice
Really?
firm bed. Water bed's the absolute worst.
Yeah, how can you sleep in a waterbed? I mean,
Oh, they're the worst.
yeah. All right, Wheezy. It is main event time. Before we get into it, if you guys have not already, be sure to pipe up that like button, just like poor Dan Hooker got piped over the weekend, and Herb Dean just stood there and let it happen. We need 19 more likes to get 100. If we don't get 100 likes by the time we're done with this main event breakdown, we're never coming back.
Never.
Fair? It's just 100 likes, for the love of God. I think that's fair. All right. Main event time. Mario Batista going against Vinicius Oliveira. We got Mario Batista, 32 years old, 5'9" with a 69-inch reach. Vinicius Oliveira, 30 years old, 5'9" with a 70-inch reach. We got Oliveira 2 years younger, same height and a 1-inch reach advantage. Batista 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Decision win against Damon Blackshear, Ricky Simone, Jose Aldo, and Patchy Mix, and then a decision loss to Umar Nurmagomedov. As far as Vinicius Oliveira, 5-0 in his last 5 fights. Made his debut against Bernardo Sopai, won that fight by 3rd-round knockout, beat Ricky Simone by decision, beat Said Nurmagomedov by decision, and beat Kyler Phillips by decision. Interesting fight here. I think it's a really good main event, actually. You know, Mario Batista is a phenomenal fighter, really good wrestler, really good grappler. We haven't had to see that as of late, but it's because he's kind of fighting Umar, Patchy, Aldo, Simone, and Blackshear. But he's a really good wrestler, really good grappler, good striker as well, solid cardio. And on the flip side, you have Vinicius Oliveira, who I don't know what he is. He's just a wild man. Like, this guy's extremely aggressive. He's going to just throw everything at you in the kitchen sink. I don't know what's going to happen here. It's a weird fight. You know, I think all Oliveira's fights are kind of weird. I kind of thought Ricky Simone could take him down and do what Bernardo Sopai did to him in the first round and a half of that fight. And he went out there and styled on Simone. He styled on Nurmagomedov, and he's been styling on people, but I just can't get that Sopai fight out of my head. Yes, he got that knockout, but prior to that, I mean, Sopai was destroying him on the ground. Man, what are your thoughts on this one, Weezy?
Yeah, it's kind of a tough fight to cap because Oliveira fights with a very unique style. He's hands are down, constant pressure, always thrown in combination. And from very awkward angles, you know, like the guy just really tries to take your head off and he moves straight forward. A lot of really heavy leg kicks. He goes to the body. And when he goes to the head, he's looking to punt your head into the cheap seats. And Batista's a guy that fights with a lot of pressure as well. You know, he's constantly moving forward. He throws a ton of volume and he's pretty defensively responsible as well. And got a good clinch game and got endless conditioning. And that's one thing. We've seen Vinicius Oliveira slow down a couple of different times in round 3. So this being a 5-round fight, I think is really important because neither one of these guys has been scheduled for 5 rounds at the UFC level yet. But when you think of Mario Batista, you think of a guy that's going to benefit from a 5-round fight because unless you get him out of there, he continues to pressure. He stays in your face. He doesn't get tired, and he can mix in the grappling just as effective as he can beat you at distance striking range. And he also showed in Jose Aldo fight that if you don't know how to get out of clinch situations, he can win minutes and bank rounds with his clinch game. So I don't think Batista is going to be scared of Oliveira. And if Oliveira doesn't really find a way to get him out of there early, I could really see that conditioning differential between these two guys start to really take effect in the second half of round 3 and then in championship rounds. I think that maybe a Vinicius Oliveira finish-only prop might be a decent look, but I do worry about him being finished late in the fight. Both of these guys have been finished a lot. Vinicius Oliveira has been finished in all 3 of his professional losses. Batista's been finished in 2 of his 3 losses. The only guy that didn't finish him is Umar Nurmagomedov, and he doesn't finish anybody. So, yeah, man, I don't know what to do with this fight because, like, I thought I was going to bet Oliveira after I got done taping him, and then I watched the Nurmagomedov fight, the Blackshear fight, the Ricky Simon fight for Batista, and I'm like, man, this guy's good, dude. He's
Mm.
really good. There's just not a lot of weak spots in his game that you can exploit. It feels like you kind of have to catch him and get him out of there. Otherwise, 25 minutes is too long of a time to ask to win minutes and bank rounds against somebody like Batista.
Yeah. The total is interesting to me because, like, you look at the bottom right. I mean, they're going to decision all the time. You know,
Yeah.
minus 170 for the fight doesn't go. Geez, the under 4.5 is getting obliterated. It opened up a plus 115. It's minus 135. The books are sharp, man. They're sharp. You know, you would think you get a plus money number on the fight doesn't go with all these decisions, but minus 170 on it. But yeah, both guys have been finished a ton. Batista's been knocked out. Batista's been subbed by Sandhagen back in the day. Got knocked out by Trevin Jones.
Yeah.
Got knocked out by. Well, he has 5 stars though.
Yeah, 5-star.
but still. And then Oliveira's been knocked out 3 times. But I actually think Batista's live for a sub as well. Like we saw Sopai almost submit Oliveira. And Batista's no joke on the ground. Again, we haven't got to see it in a while, but I mean he's fighting a bunch of pretty good grapplers. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like this fight can play out a bunch of different ways. I mean, it's an Oliveira fight. I expect some chaos, but I do like the grappling upside of Batista, the cardio. So I do lean Batista's way. Just not sure how it really plays out. Eileen Perez loves the fight does a good decision. Yeah, like I said, I just wish it was a better price, but they're onto it. Minus 170, like that's steep, right? Minus 170 for these two.
Yeah, I mean, even let's look at the benchmark for the division too. So for bantamweight fights, they finish inside the distance, and this is in a 49 fight sample size of 5-round fights in this division. They finish at 51% over that 49 fights. Fight doesn't go to decision at minus 170. He's priced at 63%.
Oh, gosh.
So it's you know they're pricing it a lot more expensive than the long-term trend of the division, knowing that these guys have been finished in almost all of their losses, and that neither one of them has ever been scheduled for 5 rounds at the UFC level. And as a matter of fact, Batista's never been scheduled for a 5-round fight in his entire career.
Yeah.
While Oliveira's been there twice.
What happened in those 5-round fights, you know?
Well, neither one of them saw the scorecards, Brady. One time he got violently knocked out by Ali Taleb in one of the great regional scene fights of all time in UAE Warriors. Ali Taleb hits hard. And I don't know what the other one was. I think it was the fight before the Ali Taleb fight, because I think that's when Vinicius won the title.
Yeah, you watch this guy fight, and it's like this guy should be like a finishing machine, killer be killed. And he has been for the most part, but he has went to decision his last 3 fights. So just thought we might get a better price on violence, but we're not. I've been riding the Vinny train, and I'm not hopping off. Yeah, if you've been riding it, you know, you don't got to hop off, man. Lock Dog is the 135 Dricus Duplessis. Pretty much, like nothing makes sense, but it's working, and he keeps winning, and he keeps getting away with this. Yeah, he keeps getting away with it. Lock Dog always has issues with his footing, slipping, sliding, falling. Fighters have been having problems with slipping on the new ads on the canvas over the first 2 events. Something to watch. Okay.
Yeah.
Batista always underrated, survives early trouble, and wins 4-5 decision. Yeah, maybe like a Batista 4-5 decision could be interesting. 5 rounds is key here. Agreed. Yeah, I guess Mark Smith towards ACL on him. Yeah, and I like Mark Smith. Bet the fight goes to decision. Yeah, you're getting a good number on it. Plus 140 for the fight does a good decision. But he's saying, wait, no, don't do that. Then don't. Then don't. I think it finishes personally, but I can't lay minus 170 on it. Mario looked good against Umar, and I feel like he's going to have a great game plan. He's a smart dude. Last card, there was multiple MCL tears as well. Yeah, we saw Finney tear his LCL, you said?
Yeah, the LCL for Finney.
Maybe tore it on one of those ads. You never know. Not good. All right. So, yeah, we did it all. 13 fights, I think, right? They added the stupid price fight. All right. Let me refresh you how many likes we have. 91. If we don't get 9 more likes, we by the end of the show, we never come back.
We're retired.
So hopefully we can at least get 9 likes. That's all we're asking for. But before we get out of here, we got to come up with a stat diggers parlay, a piping, and a milking. We gotta hit a parlay this week. We gotta hit a par. What? Brady, I went in the bathroom and said Rizzler 3 times, and my dryer fell on me. I can't call the fire department again after the washer incident. Yeah, I probably should have gotten in trouble over the weekend. I told people to go out and try to grapple their washers, and some people ended up stuck, and the fire departments had to come out. It's just a bad situation. Don't grapple your washers or dryers.
Such a bad idea.
But I believe we're 0 for 2 to start the year on the parlay. We got to hit this one. Last week the milking, perfect milking. This is what we want. This is what we need. We're 0 for 2 in the piping. Week 1 we had Gene Silva. He didn't pipe nobody. Gene Silva didn't pipe anybody in that fight. And then
he won though.
No,
he won.
That's not what we're going for.
Yeah.
We don't care. We don't care if he won. We want somebody to get stretchered out of the arena. We want somebody to, have to be woken up with smelling salts. We want somebody to die. Did Jamie Malarkey die over the weekend, Wheezy?
No.
We got to be better. So let's start with the parlay. We can do money line. If we could do a prop, what are we thinking?
I'd like to go with Dustin Jacobe.
Oh, I like it. You know what? Let's put this together. Let's go Jacobe. And let's go with another money line. Let's go Jacobe and Mikel. It's going to come out to minus 105. It's not plus money, but minus 105 for those two. I don't mind it.
Yeah, me neither, man. I think I think they're both going to really win the striking exchanges big. And I don't see either guy, either opponent, I should say, having much grappling success.
Okay, I like it. So Jacobe and Mikel Olazechuk. There we go. All right, now it is time for the piping. We need somebody to get piped on site, Colton G style. And I think there's really only 2 options, right? 3 options. Danil Donchenko against Alex Morono. Mikel Olazechuk against Marc-Andre Bario. And then probably Dustin Jacobe. I think those would be the 3, right? Is there any other? I think those are the 3.
I think those are the 3. I think that if Vinicius Oliveira wins, that he might pipe Batista on site, but he's the underdog.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. So yeah, I think it could be Mihail because of the chin and because of the durability and power difference there. And then Dustin Jacobe, obviously, because you're talking about a guy that's just a 10 times better striker than Julius Walker is. And then Danil Donchenko, 10 or 11 years younger than Alex Morono. He's got a lot more ability to tan, and he just hits hard.
Let's go, man. Let's go Mikel.
Yeah.
Let's go Mikel to pipe MAB. I hope he does. Yeah, I'm trying to decide, who's more washed. Is it Marc-Andre Bario or is it Alex Morono? That's what I'm trying to decide. Who's more washed out of the 2? It's tough. It's a tough question.
Yeah. The answer is Nico Price.
Yes. Okay. We'll go Mikel. We're both big fans.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. So the onsite piping of the week is Mikey O to pipe MAB on site this Saturday. Okay.
Lovely.
Here we go. Onsite piping of the week is Mikey O to pipe MAB on site this Saturday. So now we got to touch on the milking. And like I said, last week, Billy Elicana came out and he milked Junior Tafa, right? It wasn't the best milk in the world. It was kind of like a prolonged milking. But he eventually milked him nonetheless. So, oh God, jeez, I kind of don't mind Ketlin Souza as a potential milking. She's minus 160.
King of the milkings, Gilton Almeida.
Yeah, there's not really many options at all. Horiguchi's kind of a good milking, but I don't think he's obviously not going to sub Albazi, but he can kind of milk him over the course of 15.
Yeah, that could happen.
Batista could potentially milk. I don't know.
What about Farid Basharat?
Yeah, I guess.
Crotch sniffer extraordinaire.
Yeah. I just don't see what we're looking for in a milking. Take somebody down, drown them, and get him out of there late. I just don't see any of that. None of these fights fit that mold.
Yeah, I think that a couple of fighters fit that mold, and that's Basharat and that's Almeida, but they both got tough opponents.
I know. Help us out, chat. What should we go with? These milking options stink.
Yeah, I mean, like Lazy Bed saying that we could go with Horiguchi Main.
Yeah.
To go with Albazi, and with Albazi being potentially banged up, that could be really bad if he has to stay at, may not be like your traditional milking, but
you know what I don't mind? Why
that?
not Danil Donchenko to milk Alex Morono? We've seen Alex milk before.
He's the color of milk.
I know.
He's whiter than milk.
His blood type is milk. Why not Danil Donchenko? Why can't Donchenko go out there and milk Morono just like Carlos Leal did?
He's milk positive.
Let's do that. I don't know why I didn't even think about Donchenko. Carlos Leal was the first ever milking in Stat Digger's history.
Yes. Yeah, we got to do it.
All right, let's do it. We'll run it back to back. You get milked once, you probably get milked again, right? That's the saying.
Almost a year later.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the milking of the week is Danil Donchenko to milk. Is it, they call him the Great White or
Alex the Great White Morono?
Alex.
And you have to say white, like HW, because he's not just white, he's white.
Okay. Great White Morono this Saturday.
Let's go.
Take a look. The milking of the week is Danil Donchenko to milk the Alex the Great White Morono this Saturday. There you have it.
Beautiful.
There you have it.
Yes. Cool whip.
Cool whip. Ketlin Souza. We could potentially see some Ketlin Souza milking Bruno Brazil. Horiguchi's going to milk every last drop of camel milk out of Albazi's surgically repaired neck. Oh, gosh. Basharat going to milk. Probably Freed. Yeah.
Yeah.
30-27. Almeida can definitely milk. He's going to punch the milk. Yeah, he's going to punch the milk out of him. He's going to knock Alex the F out. That's a piping. Yeah, but like we saw in the Leal fight, Leal just kept hitting Morono so much that Morono had nothing left by the end of the fight. He was milked. There was no milk left to give. Yeah, Morono is a repeat milking victim. Yeah, we get Dr. Peener in here. What does Dr. Peener think about that? Blood type milk sounds dangerous. It does sound very dangerous. Appreciate you, Colby. All right. Let's see if we got 100 likes. If not, we got the week off next week.
Well, we got the week off next week anyway, but
then we'll have 2 weeks off if we don't get 100 likes. Let's see. We have 97 likes. We need 3 people to save the show, or it's done. God. And people think we're joking. We're not joking.
We don't have a sponsor, people. We have no reason to be here.
I know. Like, we don't get paid to show up. So 3 likes. All right, Weezy, we'll let you do your the outro and then see if they get it. So let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, on X at MMA Weezy, on YouTube at Uncle Weezy, at Rumble on Uncle Weezy, and then you can find my probability stats and content package that has everything that you see here on the screen, and then the individual fighter stats, the over-under betting model, the prop betting model, all my tracked bets, all my subscriber-only shows. You can check it out on oddshopper.com. Look for Uncle Weezy under MMA and Boxing Bettors, and that's where you'll find that package. That's the best way to support my work. Thank you guys for watching. big up that thumbs up and that subscribe button on your way out.
We need some sex. We need some sex bots. They'll bring some engagement. Them sex bots will bring the engagement. Someone just unliked. Someone wants to end the show for good. That's insane, man.
Oh wow,
that's insane. All right, so I do have a special announcement. We got 100 likes, so we will be back. The show stays on.
Let's go. We did it.
We'll be back. We'll be back, guys.
Nice.
All right. So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be on the lookout for more content throughout the week. Got a bunch of content coming up. Fight Companion on Saturday. I'm going to be doing that every week going forward, even for the fight night cards. And yeah, best of luck for UFC Vegas 113. I think it's going to be a fun card, and I can't wait. We'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.